and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
To everyone who believes in tradition, let our team member Caitlin share one that's been at the heart of Culver's restaurants since the beginning.
In Wisconsin, fish fry is a tradition. It's all about bringing families together over a fresh meal, and that's what we've always done at Culver's. Today, we still hand batter our North Atlantic cod to order and cook it to golden perfection, so it's hot and flaky every time. Sharing a little taste of where we come from with all of you, it's the best part of our day.
Come to Culver's and try a taste of our fish fry tradition.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who needs a little delight in their day, let our team member Paul tell you about one of our favorite sweet treats.
Making special moments at mealtime is a tradition in Wisconsin. And what better way to sweeten your day than a blue spoonful of a Culver's concrete mixer? We handcraft our fresh frozen custard with your favorite mix-ins, so every bite is exactly the way you like. From caramel to your favorite candies like crispy, crunchy Butterfinger.
Come to Culver's and let us make your day a little bit sweeter. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Daytona Supercross is more than the race that defines careers and the sound of revving engines echoing in your ears. It's more than the brutal competition on the gnarliest course that I've designed to date. It's your heart thumping from being closer to the action than you've ever been before. The atmosphere, under the lights. I'm Ricky Carmichael, and this is Daytona Supercross. Do you feel it?
You will. Saturday, March 4th at the World Center of Racing. Get tickets and tracks on access at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Buy today. Skip your payments for 6 months at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Thursday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it greatly here on this gorgeous Thursday. Hot. It's a little hot.
It is hot.
We do have a big show coming up for you. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out there in the world. Deb's Woke News will do that around 3:20. Top of the hour, James Dillman rejoins us to talk about the new Vagina Monologues. Last year, you were a part of this.
That's right.
This year, Olivia Paget will be part of this.
That is true.
And,
wow.
So James calling in to talk about where you can see that, featuring Olivia Paget. Colbert Court today with Dr. Walker. You remember the neurologist or the guy who runs the neurology group is coming back on. And the reason why is because they're going to discuss CT scans. And it's interesting because you just had one, but they're talking about him during Rex. But it's interesting what we're going to talk about with him today. We'll do that during Colbert Court. Heart of Florida United Way joins us at the 5 o'clock hour to talk about a cool event they have coming up at Top Golf, which is a cool fundraiser. You can learn more about those guys. Plus, we'll do Ross Thoughts, your calls, text, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I'm Jim. To my left, my lovely and dangerous co-host, Miss Deb Roberts.
Grr, hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Paget.
What's up?
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. You can find us easily on social media. Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. And on Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show. Every day, all day at JimColbertLive.com.
All day, every day.
Man, that's a lot to say your own name. I hate that. You just get used to
Yeah,
singing.
yeah. After he forced us to call the show the Jim Colbert Show.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I
Now
couldn't
it's
think
a
of anything
problem.
clever. I couldn't think of any. It took me.
It's the
I thought
worst.
about it for a month.
Naming stuff is the worst.
It is the worst.
You name it.
It took me a month to name Primetime Kitchen, and then you try to come up with a name for this thing, and like, well, how many morning show names or afternoon drive time live has been taken by 50 different markets?
So
just do the name. Let's go.
Do you remember some of the names that you almost named the Jim Colbert Show?
Yeah, Jim Colbert Live, Drive Time Live, Jim and Crew. A couple of them were suggested like that. None of them sounded unique or cool or anything like that. So
yeah,
we just did this.
I remember when I was first talked about this, there was a name that made me go, "Oh, all right."
Well, I don't remember that. What is that?
It was floated around that it was going to be called The Dirt.
No, that wasn't there. Oh, no, that did come up.
The Dirt.
Yeah, that did come up. The Dirt.
The Dirt was on the table, and it was the only name on the table that made me go like, I mean, I already said yes.
No, we moved past that quickly.
Yeah.
I think somebody else put that on the list. I don't think I was ever down for that.
I don't know if that was you. No.
I don't think so it was. All right, 407-916-1041. Guess what today is? Speaking of radio, guess what today is?
Ash Thursday.
No, thanks. I appreciate that. No, it's not.
Well,
you're never going to guess. I'll just tell you, right?
First day of the radio ever being broadcast.
No, that's not it, but it's close.
Ratings Day.
This is the first. Yes, it is that. Thank God. It is the first day. The first day ever that there was a radio contest held.
Really?
1923 in Philadelphia was the first day that on the radio they did a contest to win a prize.
100 years ago today.
100 years ago today.
And they're still waiting for promotions to call them back and let them know where they can pick up the tickets.
I won a goat last Tuesday, I think.
Speaking of which, I just met Javier, who won our whiskey business tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
100 years ago.
That's kind of what, oddly enough, and I know a lot of people out there. Look, if you grew up and you're, our age, like in your 50s, maybe late 40s or whatever, Ross, you don't have the pleasure of this, I don't think, because I don't know. You didn't listen to much radio when you were growing up, did you?
It was just mainly music.
Yeah, just music through like an iPod or some lifting device or whatever.
There was one radio station down in Naples that I think a lot of people knew,
but you weren't like a listener. You weren't like what they call a P1. Like you didn't try to win stuff on the radio or whatever.
There was one time I think I freestyle rapped on this radio station like 10 years ago. Or
Did
something.
you really?
Yeah, somebody told me, it's like, yo, man, you got to call this number. I know you got bars. And I just called the number.
How wild, man.
And I think it was Angel. I don't know.
Man, I used to win.
I think we have the audio of that.
If
really?
you do, I will be very impressed if you have the audio of that.
Of you rapping.
Well, no. 10 years ago as a call-in.
I know where this is going.
No, okay.
I'm hot, and you're not. But if you want to hang with me, I'll give it one shot. Top that.
I remember that call. It was great. Good job. And you're right. Man, do you have bars.
That wasn't me. I don't think that needs clarifying, but I would be damned if people thought that was me.
Let me ask you a question. Can you prove that's not you?
You can't do that.
I'm hot, and you're not. But if you want to hang with me, I'll give it one shot. Top that.
That beat is sick, man.
It is.
Did you do that
You're
yourself?
Why is that in the
major
Ross section?
bars.
Just compare to the voice.
Yeah, send dudes. I love them.
Is that
Whoa.
Is that what your lab cranks out?
You know what's funny? That last drop of me, I am referring to snickerdoodles. I need a wiener every now and then to balance it out.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm referring to there.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one to defend.
Yeah, that is.
All right, 407.
You're cool. You're awesome.
916.
You're good enough.
1041. Sorry, timing was bad there. Did you ever win anything on the radio, Jack? I used to win pizza after pizza after pizza. Chubby Boys in P-Town. And if you're listening,
Chubby Boys,
Chubby Boys in P-Town. Let me tell you, real deal pizza back in the day.
Okay.
And it was the first time I ever had a white pizza, like a Blanca or Blanco or whatever
I was
pizza.
going to say, you'd think white pizza was the only thing they'd serve in
Get
Platka.
out of here. Come on. Come on.
I did win $1,000 from a competing radio station in Orlando, not on the air, but they did a direct mail thing that I responded to, and then they just called me out of the blue and said I won.
Cool.
Yeah, and so
While you're working here?
while I was working
Oh,
here,
that's the greatest.
I went into our big boss's office. I'm like, hey, look what I won. She goes, oh, I'm going to send them a thank you.
Oh, yeah, right. No joke. Man, if you didn't, it used to be a thing. Did you ever do that, Deborah? Did you try to win radio contest stuff?
I did, and then when I was about 2021, I actually won a career.
Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, kind of.
Well, yeah, I got the opportunity to go and fill in for the day.
Oh, that's right. That's exactly. What year was that?
That was 1990 or 91 because I got hired on officially. So then after that one day, the program director pulled me aside and said, "Have you ever done any radio?" And I said, "No, but I'll learn."
Yeah.
And then I don't think they were going to give me the chance because I was just so green.
Yeah, so nervous.
But then Johnny Magic called me back and he said, "Can you just come in and do 3 more days?" We had a lot of women who sounded great when they auditioned, but then you put them in front of a microphone and they freeze. You were the only one who didn't freeze.
And we had this incredibly douchebag abusive host that would really love to meet you and abase you and tell you what a piece of S you are and then possibly even sabotage your vehicle.
Right.
You should come meet him. He's a real warm guy.
Yep. 6.5 years later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, that guy was a piece.
Hey, that's all right, though, man, because, I mean...
I think karma kind of worked out, right?
Yeah,
it did.
absolutely.
Well, yeah, it
absolutely.
did. All right.
And now I can do anything, you could have anyone next to me doing just about anything, and I'll still keep going with the news.
Yeah, man.
I wonder who she's talking about.
Anyway, I used to try to win as much as I could. I won. I mean, I used, and the thing is, sometimes if it was a trivia game, I'll tell you, this is a guilty pleasure here. You ready? I forget the name of the station. What was the old like top 40 state? Not top 40.
Y106?
No, it wasn't Y106.
Z100.
It wasn't Z, but it would have been in the late 80s, early 90s, Jack. And they had a morning show, and they used to do that thing where it was Name That Tune. We tried to pull it off here, but I just couldn't do it. Too dumb. And they would play like one note, and you would have to guess. We got so obsessed with that game in our print shop because it happened at 7:30 before we really opened the shop up.
Right.
So we were in there just kind of prepping for the day, and we would gather around, and I would just be on the phone, already dialing, and they play because I knew I could figure out 85% of them. I knew immediately, and I would never even get the prize. It was usually movie tickets, but I just wanted to win the game.
Yeah, there you go.
So I have probably 70 pair of movie tickets sitting at that radio station.
All right. So you think you're good at that?
I was pretty good at that. I mean, there's a guy that does it on TikTok, and I nail it like every time. And we're talking like a half of a second clip, and I can bomb it.
So like,
he's gonna kill it, bingo, when he's retired. That's what he's saying.
Oh, do that one again.
Come on, Jimmy.
What era?
Oh, you get hints?
Well, usually they would tell you what. Oh, that is. I know that.
Oh.
All right, that's all. That's all you got.
Hold on.
You got 3 hits of it. You were talking all how good you were.
Dreamweaver.
No.
Oh man! Wow. No.
Who is it?
Wait.
It sounds a little like the beginning of Dreamweaver by Gary Wright. However, this is Argent with Hold Your Head Up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep this rolling.
Oh, that would have been tough, Jack. Come on.
No, it
For
wouldn't.
like the early 80s?
Oh, come on.
Come on.
This is 60s.
Is it?
And the
70s,
reason,
isn't it?
and the reason I immediately went to Argent because I remember in the 80s, WNEW in New York did Guess the Millionth Song they would play, and it was Argent. But they just kept putting out clues, and I mean, I never heard of Argent before that point.
Yeah.
But that made me think of it.
Wow. This is a cool tune.
Not bad.
Didn't get it, though.
No, okay, buddy. One more, Jack. Try me one more.
All right.
Come on. Argent's that's a pretty deep cut.
Oh, come on.
That's a pretty deep. You didn't get it.
I did, too.
You didn't. You're such a terrible liar. Oh, come on, Dreamweaver. All right, 407-916-1041. Text
Love
us
this song.
at 77031. It
So
is
spooky.
National Radio Contest Day because 100 years ago today, the very first one went off in
Let's do
Philadelphia.
nothing but contests
I know.
today.
Oh, God.
And we'll give away chances to win Ross's car.
Do you know that I had the idea to pitch that to the station to do on the weekends? Remember when that HQ trivia hit?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do.
How big that was?
I do.
And it crashed and burned because of a bunch of internal stuff. They got in a bunch of trouble.
Matter of fact, I believe beginning of March, CNN's doing one of their documentaries about that.
The rise and fall of HQ trivia. I actually think, to this, I still believe this, that a block of time on the weekends dedicated completely completely the games. Trivia questions, name that tune would work like a champion would work. I mean, look, here's the thing. There's evidence because we've had game shows here in the U.S. have been running for 35, 40 years. People still watch. Price is Right. Let's Make a Deal is still on the air. Remember that run? Remember that run in the mid-2000s where like those nighttime game shows came back to life and it was dominating TV?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
What was the one with? What was the one that?
You Are the Weakest Link?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, those are so good.
I like Family Feud. I'm a Family Feud guy.
So am I.
I like seeing a cousin just embarrass his family.
What was the case one with Howie Mandel?
Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah.
No, Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal, right? All right, 407-916-1041. We have a lot to do today.
Yeah, we do.
A lot. James Dillman coming in at 4 o'clock to talk about this year's Vagina Monologues featuring Olivia Paget. That's Ross's wife.
What's up?
Cobra Court. Dr. Walker will rejoin us again. He runs that neurology group, talking about brain injuries in car crashes and how it kind of relates to something we just went through here on the show. Heart of Florida United Way and the 5 o'clock hour. Ashley and Ray will call us to talk about an event they have coming up at Top Golf and tell us about the organization altogether. Cool thing we may be partnering up with soon. And then, of course, we'll do Ross Lots at the end of the show, and then we'll have your calls and texts all day. What's coming up for news?
Well, unfortunately, we're going to be talking about police IDing the journalists who were shot while covering a homicide in Central Florida yesterday.
Have a connection to that, too.
Oh, I hate it when we make the national news.
I know, man.
Such a horrible, horrible loss.
It's everywhere, too. It was on the BBC this morning.
Yeah, it is. A Tallahassee killer is denied an appeal, and Aaron Rodgers is no longer in the dark. Oh, yay. We'll talk about that and more
debatable.
coming up next during Woke News. Thank you. I was thinking it.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang right there.
You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show. You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes.
We might even give you credit.
Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
We're still looking at stop-and-go traffic from a crash north on the Turnpike. The exit ramp is blocked at US 441. There's also heavy traffic now from a crash heading west on Maitland Boulevard at I-4, taking up the left lane. Eastbound travel on I-4 steady between State Road 536 and Sand Lake Road, as well as westbound between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Rude Air Conditioners.
Rude Air Conditioners, engineered tough, built to last, dependability day after day, year after year. Rely on Rude. Find your Rude Pro Partner contractor at RudeACFlorida.com. RuudACFlorida.com.
Hey everybody, Jim here for my friends over at Solar Bear. Last year right here in Orlando, they jacked those utility rates 3 times, and they're thinking about doing it again this year. But you can stop going along with these rate increases because now is the time to go solar with Solar Bear, the #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. These guys can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Not to mention, Solar Bear, the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state, locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. All you have to do is simply visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate. Check it out right now. 0 down, 0% interest, no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
I'm good at cutting hair, but I never cut my budget too close.
Amscott's installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back. And no credit check. Amscott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
The garage door is the smile of your home. But unlike the smile on your face, most people wait far too long to service their garage. Call A1 for all your garage door needs, and you'll be smiling today. Call for our $39.99 winter tune-up special.
A1 from day one. In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima, Rogue, and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 2/28/23.
Hear that? That's the sound of water coming from leaking pipes. Hi, this is Pete from Repipe Specialists. Let's end those leaks and the damages they can cause to your walls, ceilings, and floors by replacing those old, corroded, or brittle pipes with high-quality new ones. With over 30 years of experience and work that's guaranteed for life, Repipe Specialists will expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. Call us by this Saturday to save 20%. So long, water-dripping drum solos. If you have leaks or even low water pressure, call Repipe Specialists now at 407-337-4020 to schedule a free home estimate and to save 20% on your entire job, plus zero down, zero interest financing for the first 18 months on approved credit, local and insured. Call 407-337-4020 or go to repipe.com. That's 407-337-4020. Repipe.com. Repipe Specialists, making your repipe job fast, seamless, and simple. That's our specialty.
I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we got Jose $210,000.
I had an accident where I was rear-ended. They tried to lowball me, and DeWitt, they stepped up and went after them and won. If you're going to go, just call Mo.
Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
O'Reilly. Need new wiper blades but not sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you options for your vehicle and even install your new wiper blades for free. Right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades so you can see better in any weather. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Alphabet Boys is a new podcast series that goes inside undercover investigations. In the first season, we're diving into an FBI investigation of the 2020 protests. It involves a cigar-smoking mystery man who drives a silver hearse.
And inside this hearse was like a lot of guns.
But are federal agents catching bad guys or creating them?
He was just waiting for me to set the date, the time, and then for sure he was trying to get it to happen.
Listen to Alphabet Boys on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch.
Yeah. We like it when you watch.
At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that on this steamy Thursday afternoon in February here in Florida. That happens. That's why we tell you about Mills Air all the time, by the way. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
Oh, not yet.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
As always, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Listen Saturday morning. Give him a listen when he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show. All right, police have identified the two TV journalists who were shot while covering a homicide scene here in Central Florida. 24-year-old Spectrum News 13 reporter Dylan Lyons was killed, while photojournalist Jesse Walden was critically injured and remains in intensive care. They were in the Pine Hills neighborhood yesterday reporting on a shooting that had killed a 38-year-old woman earlier that day at 11 a.m. She's been identified as Natasha Augustine. Police arrested 19-year-old Keith Moses for those killings. He's also a suspect in a shooting that killed 9-year-old Tiana Major and injured her mother. So they say after shooting these two journalists who were sitting in what Orange County Sheriff John Mina believes was an unmarked news crew, so he's not completely sure if the suspect knew he was shooting at the news media. Doesn't matter. Spectrum's parent company, Charter Communications, said it's, quote, deeply saddened, end quote, by what happened. The company also called it a, quote, terrible tragedy, end quote. Lyons is beloved, even though he was only 24, engaged to be married, interned, I believe, at Local 6 and at Channel 9, and everyone has just been devastated by word.
I have a very good friend that we grew up together in Pine Hills, and I was on the phone with him before the show today, and he has a connection and knew him through Channel 9 because he works for Channel 9. He knew him through there, and was one of the first on the scene when the entire thing happened. And the story that I'll tell you later after the fact, after I got to get clearance from him because it's all still fresh, is amazing. Because this was a, I mean, I don't know more, how much more, what's the word when you do something that's so unbelievably outrageous?
Egregious?
Yeah, but just egregious. Yeah, just so brazen is the word, right?
Yeah,
because
it was in the middle of the day.
Yeah, and after the fact, the report was just stuffed the gun in his front right in his front pants like a gangster, and just started walking down the middle of the road.
And not only
happened.
that, Sheriff Mina said that the gun was still hot when deputies confronted him. So apparently, after killing this 38-year-old woman, allegedly, at 11 a.m., this news crew had showed up to do a live shot. He walks back up onto the scene, shoots them, and then just walks into this home with this mother and her 9-year-old, kills the 9-year-old, critically wounds the mother, and the sheriff doesn't think there's any connection with any of these people.
Just a maniac.
It turns out the teenage murder suspect has what the Orange County Sheriff calls a lengthy criminal history. I'm sure you're not surprised by that. 19-year-old Keith Moses' criminal history dates back to 2018 when he was arrested as a juvenile for domestic violence. He's had over a dozen arrests since then.
Nice.
Before yesterday, his most recent arrest was in 2021 on drug charges, which were dropped. But, of course, Sheriff Mina also says that he is a known gang member.
Yeah.
All right. Law enforcement agencies throughout Central Florida are speaking out following those shootings. Orlando police are sending their condolences to all families impacted. Other departments called the incident simply unimaginable. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says his deputies will make sure news media members are safe while they're out reporting. And that was a big note for Sheriff Mina yesterday, was that, I know he knows Dylan, having worked with members of the news media at press conferences and such.
This kid was sitting in his car writing a script. His laptop was right there.
Was right there, exactly.
Just basically executed.
Yeah, he was doing nothing more than his job.
Yep.
Exactly. All right, well, the White House is also expressing sympathy after the shootings here in Central Florida. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says their hearts go out to the family of the journalist killed and the crew member injured and intensive care, as well as the whole Spectrum News team. She said their hearts are also with the other shooting victims, their families, and the entire community. She added, quote, too many lives are being ripped apart by gun violence, end quote. All right, in other news, this is a death row inmate appears to be out of appeals. The U.S. Supreme Court yesterday rejected a petition filed by Donald Dilbeck's lawyers to spare the killer's life. Now, he was convicted of stabbing a woman to death in Tallahassee back in 1990 after escaping a work detail after being sentenced to life in prison for killing a deputy.
Right.
So his lawyers, though, argued that he suffered from a prenatal condition that made him ineligible for the death penalty under the Eighth Amendment.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the 59-year-old Dilbeck is set to be executed by lethal injection at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight in Bradford County. His execution will be the 100th since Florida reinstated the death penalty in 1976. Now, the last person to be put to death was the 2019 execution of Gary Ray Bowles, who confessed to a murder in Jacksonville Beach in 1994.
Yeah, I want to go out on a limb and say that Governor DeSantis is not going to make the phone call to stop this execution.
Oh no, he's already signed the death warrant.
Yeah, it's not going to stop it. There's going to be no phone call. It's coming down.
And this is a tragic story out of South Florida where a 19-year-old is being charged with the second-degree murder of his 14-year-old sister. Keon Thornhill allegedly got into an argument with her early this morning, grabbed a gun, and then shot her in the face. Now, Thornhill initially told officers that after the fight, he cleared the gun, handed it to his sister, and she shot herself, but he later confessed. Now, after the gun went off, he ran to a neighbor's home to ask for help. An off-duty Opelika police officer answered her door, rushed to the home, and called 911, but unfortunately, the younger teen could not be saved. 4 other younger siblings were in the home, sleeping at the time that it happened. Thankfully, they were not hurt. Their mother wasn't at home at the time of the shooting. She claimed she didn't even know a gun was in the house.
Wow.
Detectives believe Thornbill could have found it and brought it inside their townhome.
Yeah.
So, all right. See why I hate doing the news sometimes?
Yeah, it sucks sometimes.
Governor Ron DeSantis is outlining new legislation cracking down on illegal immigration. He said it's going to includes increasing penalties for human smuggling. That's good news. It also requires employers to use E-Verify only when determining employee eligibility.
That's a very important clause.
Shh, you can go over there, work over there. Meantime,
enjoy your sugar.
It prohibits local governments, your strawberries, your blueberries, your corn, tomatoes. Meantime, it prohibits local governments from issuing ID cards to illegal immigrants so they can't get driver's licenses. The measure also demands all voters affirm they're U.S. citizens and instructs hospitals to tally costs of providing health care to those here illegally. DeSantis declared a state of emergency over the migrant crisis in January, with the numbers of Cuban migrants trying to make it onshore in South Florida. Now, meanwhile, a lawsuit over Florida's migrant flight program will not go forward. A judge yesterday dismissed a lawsuit by State Senator Jason Pizzo filed after about 50 migrants in Texas were flown to Massachusetts last year, but after a stop in Florida. Now, Pizzo had claimed that the flights were unconstitutional, but after state lawmakers changed the laws about the flights, now allowing up to $10 million to now go to the migrant relocation program, the judge considered Pizzo's claim to be moot. His lawyer agreed with the decision and says we got what we asked for. All right, something else that may affect parents and school children. There are more questions about the expansion of school vouchers to all Florida students. We mentioned this yesterday during Woke News after lawmakers released projections of the program's cost. Now, the Florida Policy Institute estimates that move could cost the state up to $4 billion. That's
not much.
But the bill's sponsor, Representative Kaylee Tuck, puts that number closer to $210 million.
Okay, that's a gigantic discrepancy.
That's a shoot the gap moment right there, right?
There's no gap. I mean, you could fly a tractor trailer sideways through that gap. I mean, that's a cavern. That's
a gap.
That's a fjord.
Yeah, it is. Well, members of the public questioned where the money might come from should the state's projections be off. Because, it's funny to laugh about it now, but there's a whole lot of money to make up from $210 to $4 billion.
That's a whole bunch of hundreds of millions.
Members of the public also fear the move comes at the expense of public education, but the House K-12 Appropriations Subcommittee voted in favor of the bill. A couple of good business notes. The cruise industry in Florida is expected to return to pre-pandemic levels this year. A annual report by the Florida Ports Council recorded nearly 11 million cruise passengers last year, thanks to yourself and a few of your friends.
It's a hot ticket right now.
It is. Daryl Payne from Pawfection Training, Dog Training, just said they got back from a cruise.
So let me tell you, we went on that last cruise, the 7-dayer, like last year, right?
Yeah.
We booked another cruise while we were on that cruise and barely made it in. They tell you straight up that those cruises, once they open up those deals, because what happens is like third day on the boat, they'll go, hey, we got another deal. If you want to sign up for another cruise, you'll get this incredible discount, but you got to do it while you're on this cruise. But you can save like $600, $700, right? The line was down the ship. They do not have a problem selling cabins on cruise ships right now.
Well, that's actually more than 40% lower than 2019 numbers, but officials say the industry is trending upward since Florida handles What percent of the country's cruise operations do you think Florida handles?
75.
65. 64.
Points, Jack, 60%.
Yeah, wow.
Give yourself a ding.
Good job, Dan.
Oh, my God.
That's a lot of it, though. More than half of the cruise business the United States produces comes out of this state.
Go ahead, Jack.
Ross. Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Why?
I don't want to rub it in.
Okay, no. I know what happened. He tried to hit it. I think the mic was off.
Oh.
So then you should give yourself a buzzer because you give yourself a buzzer for not hitting the buzzer.
Don't tell him what to do.
You're wrong. I just hit the buzzer for you.
But you
love the egg
because you're wrong.
Everybody felt that pregnant pause. That was him trying his best.
Uh-huh. I love how aggro Ross is getting with Bradshaw. Yeah, he did. You hit that buzzer.
You don't know what level I was trying. You're wrong again.
Oh, God. He's racking them up.
He just confessed to trying.
Oh. Governor DeSantis proposed a new budget last month that would include $150 million for Florida's ports. Lawmakers will discuss that spending plan during the legislative session that kicks off March 7th.
It better be for parking at Canaveral. That's what we know for a fact.
Well, that's not the only good thing bringing in a lot of money into Florida. It turns out baseball is as well, specifically the Baltimore Orioles, who continue to have a big impact on their spring training home in Sarasota.
That's cool.
A new analysis shows the club has generated more than $600 million in economic impact for the state of Florida since 2015. The most recent reporting period found the O's added more than $45 million to the economy in Sarasota and over $55 million throughout the state. And keep in mind, for Sarasota being one of those areas that was in the crosshairs of Hurricane Ian, anytime you can pump money back into that economy as they're trying to recover can, do nothing but good. The county's analysis measures the total impact created by the club's year-round operations in Sarasota, highlighted by spring training efforts and corporate events at Ed Smith Stadium and the Buck O'Neill Baseball Complex.
Hey, Jack, real quick, do people travel to see a spring training baseball? Is that a thing?
They do.
They do?
Yeah, I have one of my brothers-in-law who lives up in Long Island. He and his son used to come down here to catch a couple of games and maybe play some golf and do the Florida thing.
It's a bit more personal experience. The spring
Absolutely.
Training. Does Chris do that? Does he like spring training stuff? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a chance to see the clubs that, maybe aren't going to come and play the Rays during the regular season, but you might be able to catch them during a spring training game.
When the Yankees used to be here at Tinker for a short period of time, were they not?
No, I think that might have been Cubs.
It was the Cubs. It was the Cubs. Yeah.
Oh, when was that?
Oh, years ago, back in the mid 80s. Tinker Field was the home of the Cubs. You can see it was their Double-A team, I believe.
Oh, that would have been awesome for them to come back. They're in Arizona now.
Yeah, but during preseason, you can see the ballers out there.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's pretty cool.
I saw Kirby Puckett play there when they played the Twins.
Well, I didn't just have something for our baseball fans.
Okay.
I've also got something for our golf fans.
Really?
Because this week's PGA Tour event is underway as players at the Honda Classic tee off in South Florida. Sepp Straka will be looking to defend his title at PGA National Resort and Spa in Palm Beach Gardens. Straka won last year's tournament after finishing atop the leaderboard at 10 under par. The 29-year-old will be alongside JT Poston and Aaron Wise in the first round. John Rahm won't be competing after winning last week's Genesis Invitational.
Yeah,
and none of that sounded familiar to me, so you all have fun amongst yourselves.
I think Honda just dropped their sponsorship of that tournament because they can't get any they can't get really good players to play that because it's too close to now the TPC in Bay Hill.
Real quick, real mobile 77031 texters. Let us know it was the Minnesota Twins that played at Tinker Field.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It was the Twins. You're right because that's why I saw Puckett and Kent Herbeck play there.
All right, archaeologists digging in southern France say they have found evidence of a bow and arrow.
All right.
Being used over 54,000 years ago.
Wow.
It is a very old arrow, no?
The study published Wednesday in the journal Science Advances says a team of scientists found over 300 tiny arrowheads in a cave in the Rhone Valley in southern France.
Nice.
The researchers believe the cave dwellers were the earliest Homo sapiens to arrive in the region.
Wow.
The earliest known evidence of a bow and arrow on record was found in South Africa.
Was it really?
And dates actually back 64,000 years.
Ah, damn.
Ha-ha! I shall twist my mustache.
And finally, Aaron
That was
Rodgers.
Spain. What? I don't know what happened there.
No,
Mom.
that sounded French.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Okay, that sounded odd.
Yeah, that I can't explain.
It's a weird moan of ecstasy.
Stop.
I shall go back to the old bow and arrow. No. God damn it.
Why'd you buzz him? I don't even get it.
I don't either, but it was
Why-
funny.
Why'd you buzz him?
He just did it to punish
He didn't
him.
deserve it.
Because
Yeah, he
he's so
did.
sensitive right now.
Okay, got it.
Oh.
I'm not sensitive.
Okay. He is killing you.
Aaron Rodgers is out of his darkness retreat. The Green Bay Packers quarterback spent several days and nights at Sky Cave Retreats in Southern Oregon. The owner of the facility, Scott Berman, confirmed Rodgers left yesterday. Rodgers told the Pat McAfee show earlier this month he planned on spending 4 days and 4 nights in darkness isolation, hoping to, quote, have a better sense of where he's at in his life. Berman said the room where Rodgers spent his time is partially underground with no light, a queen bed, bathroom, and lights that can be turned on from inside the room if needed.
Wow.
Did he take any ayahuasca?
What a kook.
Hold on.
Well, come
Let's-
to,
Why don't they just
come
give
to
the
Vegas,
ayahuasca
baby.
to all the Packers fans, and
come-
then we can worry about
come
it?
to Vegas, baby.
Oh, you
No.
look, you'd let him play on ayahuasca if he comes
Oh,
to Vegas.
you
wouldn't
got that right.
I mean, every big old DMT pin hit right
Oh,
before
hell
you-
yeah. Hell yeah.
Seeing God out there on 3rd and 3.
Can we go back to that light description there? Lights that can turn. That,
No, he's in a room with no light. That was the whole thing. He was in a
But-
darkness retreat. But,
But
in an emergency, you can put the lights on.
Lights that can be turned on from inside the room if needed.
yeah, like every light.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, is that's the discipline aspect of it. You have the ability to turn it on and have a better, easier life, but you choose not to. That's the discipline.
If turning off or on lights is a sign of discipline, I am a schoolboy.
If you go there seeking to be in total darkness and don't turn the light on when you can, that's discipline. Don't you understand? Like if I put you in a room with a bunch of alcohol and you're an alcoholic and you come out of there without drinking one drop, you have discipline.
This guy's addicted to light.
I don't know what his problem is. He's weird, man.
Is he a
throws
vampire?
He throws the best spiral in the NFL for the last 30 years.
And now you all are officially woke, and Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. You know, that mortgage guy, Don, is a mortgage brokerage. What does that mean? Well, it means he's not a corner bank or a retail lender. Mortgage brokers actually have direct access to wholesale lenders that you and I simply do not. But if you really want to see the difference, apply now and get a quote or get a free analysis of your existing quote at that mortgageguyDon.com. It really is peace of mind at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at that mortgageguyDon.com.
Thanks, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Oh, I love that.
Ding.
Real radio is the news junkie.
How young would you go?
Me? I don't know. Not.
What about 21?
I don't know. I really don't.
What if it was
because-
just a one-nighter?
I mean, that's fine. We're not talking.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hi, everybody. Good Thursday to you. Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. Hope you're having a great day thus far. Mostly sunny skies. Return of the day. Very warm, upper 80s for PM highs. South-southwest winds 5 to 10. Stays dry. Same for tonight. Dry skies. Patchy fog late. Lows to 65. On our Friday, another warm high. You'll probably call it a hot one. Closer to 90. We'll do about 89 again. Dry conditions. Saturday and Sunday, upper 80s with dry skies, plentiful sun. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Have a great day and take care.
This report is sponsored by WonderWorks 25th Anniversary Celebration.
WonderWorks is celebrating its 25th anniversary. WonderWorks is fun for all ages. Here's to 25 years of WonderWorks and to 25 more.
Let your imagination run wild. That's the wonder of WonderWorks.
Let me tell you something, guys. If you did not make plans to get LASIK surgery and you've wanted it for years, you're like, well, it's going to be my New Year's resolution, but you didn't follow through. Well, don't worry. There's still plenty of time. Schedule that consultation with the leader in vision correction surgery here in Central Florida. That's the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to the number 868686. Schedule that appointment. Let these guys find out what they can do for you. It's amazing. My son at only 18 years old, my father-in-law in his late 50s got the surgery, and the results were simply amazing. The the next day, like seeing crazy solid good, and you can have that same exact experience. Not to mention they use the latest state-of-the-art tech, and their surgeons have tons of experience, over 65,000 LASIK procedures. You are in good hands. Just text 1041 to 868686. Schedule that LASIK consultation and find out what the Filatowski Eye Institute can do for you today.
If you're struggling to lose weight, here's good news. It's called RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 is a natural hormone that burns fat from your belly, hips, and thighs, helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. It's safe for men and women, and it's not a stimulant, so you won't feel nervous or jittery. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Experience our world-class, medically supervised weight loss programs from the comfort of your home or office. Your online consultation is safe, secure, and we ship our patented medication direct to your door. It couldn't be easier to lose weight quickly, safely, and effectively. Come see why over 500,000 people have trusted Red Mountain to help them lose weight. Schedule your appointment by dialing pound 250 from your cell phone right now and using the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. Lose 20 pounds by this time next month with RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
You know what sounds good? Like really, really good? A breakfast bagel at McDonald's. And guess what? They're back. I'm talking about those freshly toasted bagels with real butter, like a tender steak, egg, and cheese bagel. Or how about a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel? Or what about a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel? Order yours and save 20% when you use the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 1/31/23 through 3/30/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once per day, excludes tax. Cannot be combined with any other offer. McD app download and registration required.
No matter what I get, it's 20% off every day when I spend $1 on the McDonald's app. So yesterday was my please the whole fam on the way to the game meal. Today is my finally get them to stop asking, are we there yet meal. Who knows what tomorrow will be? Maybe a delicious crispy chicken sandwich all for myself meal. Whatever it is, it's a win. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Offer valid through December 31st, 2023 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. McD app download and registration required.
You know International Diamond Center is the best place to buy diamonds and fine jewelry. But did you also know IDC will buy from you? Diamonds, heirloom jewelry, estate jewelry, Swiss watches, coins.
Don't be afraid to come in and get a price on something that maybe it's an heirloom that you want to sell, or you're just checking to see the price.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire has a vast network of collectors and buyers around the world, so IDC can always find a market for your jewelry.
We always pay a very strong price to buy. There's a resale market that's there, and we pay top dollar for top merchandise. We have people all over the world that we sell to. So some collectors are going to pay way more than any consumer's going to pay. We'll give you the best possible price, no games played, and you'll get the check or the cash, whatever one you want.
Let IDC appraise what's in your jewelry box. You might get a pleasant surprise.
Sometimes they come in, they have no idea what's there, and then all of a sudden they walk out with a $28,000 check.
International Diamond Center. Online at shopidc.com.
Of course, your favorite station is on the free iHeartRadio app. Take us with you anywhere and listen anytime. Plus, get thousands of other stations and playlists all free. Download our free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel vPro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
This hour of Real Radio brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com. Coming March 1st.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already in progress.
Keep my
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. That's how you text us. We just mentioned the job fair, actually just that spot. Today's market is a lot more competitive than ever. Don't be discouraged, though. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair March 1st from noon until 4, right there at the Orlando Science Center. Connect with over 70 recruiters right there in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career could be right in front of you. Remember, that's March 1st, the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, Orlando Science Center right there in Princeton, presented by SeaWorld and Aquatica. Get more info at fljobsnow.com. Deb is going to be out there for a little bit.
Yeah, that's next Wednesday.
That's right.
From noon to 4. I'm going to be there from noon to 1. It's at the Orlando Science Center. It was packed last year.
Yeah, it was.
It was packed with businesses and with a lot of people either looking for a new job or looking to upgrade the one that they had. You know, because some of pretty much 70 different companies. You can imagine every major name in Central Florida is going to be there. SeaWorld's communications director found her job.
Some bonuses on the spot, all kinds of fun stuff. They'd kill it.
Dolphin and Swan hired most of their crew from our job fair, and they're still working there. So a lot of great companies, a lot of great opportunities for both the companies that are there and the people that are looking to get a great new job.
Put that on your calendar for next Wednesday, noon to 4, right there at the Science Center. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Speaking of Ross and Jack, also partying a little bit this weekend.
What?
I know that you are teaming up with, is it Ryan Holmes, C-Lane? You guys kicking off the
C-Lane Angel's going to be going. We are going to the Orlando City home opener versus the New York Red Bulls. But
Go.
we're getting it all started with a little... What's that?
Go. I'm just telling people.
He's excited.
Oh, yeah.
Go. He's excited.
City country.
Yeah. Ross is very excited for soccer season to get underway.
Let's ride.
We're actually going to get things started at Elixir this Saturday, about 5:30 or so. We're going to be hanging out there. Come join us. They got great specials. $4 Stella pints.
Let's go. Tequila shots.
$4 tequila shots as well. And
Nailed it.
some of that awesome Elixir food that I will be having before we head on over to Exploria Stadium for
And
the
tequila.
match.
I'm going to force you to drink tequila with me.
That sounds unhealthy.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, no.
To force someone to drink tequila.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, Jack.
I'm
Come
not
on, man.
using
It's
a
America.
funnel. I'm just going to ask. Persistent.
Oh, he's going to use his charm.
Elixir, located on Washington Street near Orange Ave, downtown Orlando.
That's it.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Tequila. Oh. Was the he dinged tequila.
No, Jim said it's going to be a good time.
It is going to be a good time.
I think the timing was also a ding for tequila. there.
Get out of here. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I mean, I have so much stuff to talk about, but I don't want to start anything because we're going into the 4 o'clock hour. We're not going to be doing anything until later today. Let's go ahead and break this out real quick.
What the?
Well, I mean, the thing is, we don't have any time to talk about this stuff because the show is packed today, but I did want to bring this up because I find it amazing. You know, the AI thing has obviously been in the news heavy now for the last 3 weeks, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Whether it be AI for ChatGPT, like we did on the air yesterday, Jack wrote a spot or had GPT write a spot on the air yesterday. He just typed in a few things, and in 10 seconds or less, it spit out
immediately
a perfect spot.
I think actually he wrote the ChatGPT actually wrote a better cipher than you did.
Oh, no, because it gave up where it was. Got to be careful there. Got to be careful there.
It didn't say it was at
It did. It
Lake
said,
Eola.
It said it's at a lake under a bench, and
Oh, yeah, there's only one lake. There's only one lake in Central Florida.
One really important lake in Central Florida.
Seriously, I know.
So we obviously know with this technology, we've already talked about when Ross brought up the images thing, and how are you going to protect artists' images and their ideas.
Right. Content creators.
So this is at a Reuters right now, and it says image in a graphic novel that were created using the AI system Midjourney should not have been granted copyright protection. So what's happening is what you're worried about, okay, so you could punch in a subject and say, do this a la Ross Padgett. Like if you were an artist and you had a specific style that everybody knew about, I could say, paint a picture of apples and a jar a la Ross Padgett. And it would consider Ross's styling, his brush strokes, his color palette, and it would create an image that's similar to something that Ross would create. The interesting thing about what they're saying in this story is those images that you create with AI do not have copyright protection.
Oh,
that's a big deal because you're not creating it.
Right.
You're just punching the information into a machine, and the machine is creating the image, so therefore you really don't have any say over it. So if you put out, like what they're saying is if the guy puts out his book and all the imagery in the book was created via AI, none of the images in the book are protected.
Well,
in
that
other words,
makes sense, though,
anybody
'cause-
could grab them and use them for anything they want.
Well, because, again, they weren't the ones who created it.
I know, but it is kind of a weird thing, though, because, if you start using AI to produce, let's say, logos, corporate, icons, and things like that, you can't protect that if you use AI. It has to come from a person with an idea that did it.
Yay, humans will still exist.
The machine can't do it. So if I decided to say, hey, look, I want to create an AI image for, let's say, a T-shirt idea, right?
Yeah.
And we did a T-shirt AI image, and it created something. We're like, wow, that's awesome. We could use that. Theoretically, we can't protect that with copyright laws. Anybody else that wanted to take that image and do whatever they wanted to, they could do it because it's not really our image. Now, I wonder if that's the case if you pay for it. Like if you pay for AI to do it, if it's not from one of the free ones, and how do you prove that it wasn't done by a human?
I think this will curb it. That's how laws work. You're curbing things. You're not eliminating. So I think that Pandora's box has been opened, and you might be able to close it a little bit.
Yeah,
but it's still going to get out.
It says here that it's called Zara of the Dawn. This author put this together, and it says, look, the words that you've written, the story is definitely copyrighted. Nobody can take from that. Nobody can steal from it. But the images you used in the book, the illustrations were created by AI. Therefore, they are public domain. You can go and take them right out of the book, make a T-shirt out of it, make a postcard out of it, whatever you want to do, sell it. You don't have to. You owe them nothing. I find that amazing. I think this is going to create some interesting litigation.
Oh, hell yeah.
AI is going to create some very interesting precedents because we've not dealt with this before.
So what's really interesting is because what AI is kind of using as its database, its source material, is everything ever created, right?
Right.
What you use...
Everything ever entered in the internet.
Okay, fair enough. On the internet, which is vast.
Yes, it is.
If you were competing against AI to do that same design.
Like to illustrate that book.
Right. Your source material is really everything in your experience that you've witnessed. So you can be drawing from a lot of the same inspirations, but I guess because you have free will.
Yeah, the culmination of the idea was my idea. Like we could take the same input. You could put the same thing into AI and then tell me the same thing. Hey, I want an image that represents youth, and I want a sun to be in there, and I want a palm tree to be in there, right? And I could create an image, and then AI could do one, completely two different images. Mine is protected because it's an idea of mine based on what you wanted, a commission, but AI's is not because you just entered stuff in a machine. That's it. I just read another story today that colleges and high schools are already inundated with AI-produced work, and it's already a massive problem. A massive problem.
Because you could just, throw it into that software and then just change, 20% of the words.
Yeah, why would you even take a shot at doing it yourself? Like, hey, write me a 400-page letter on why Lincoln wasn't the best president in the United States. Tell me that. And then boom, 400 words, there you go. You have your paper, it's all done. It's perfectly written. That spot yesterday was flawless. That it did on the air in seconds.
Yeah, seconds, literally, while we were sitting here.
And Jack, you don't own that now. So you don't own that spot, buddy.
Sorry, Jack.
I don't own that, but what I do own is the free will to go to Elixir this Saturday at 5:30. Enjoy some great food, some great specials before I go to the Orlando City match at Explorer Stadium. Join me, Ross, Ryan Holmes, Angel Rivera from the Monsters, C-Lane from the News Junkie. We're going to be hanging out, having fun.
Oh, it's a big old station party. I love it.
I'm going crazy. I know I'm in my 30s because me determining if I'm going crazy is whether or not I'm getting the loaded tots.
All right,
I'm
407
getting the loaded tots.
I'm on board, buddy.
916-1041. Back with James Dillman to talk about the Vagina Monologues coming up here soon, right after this.
Real radio. Real radio. Real radio. Real radio. Real radio. 104.1.
I
Authorities still working to clear an accident causing delays north on the turnpike at US 441, blocking the exit ramp there. There's also heavy traffic eastbound on I-4 between 429 and 1792, as well as westbound between 417 and Osceola Polk Line Road. Heavy traffic too heading south on 429 between Sinclair Road and I-4. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Start your day at Wawa with 2 for $5 sizzles in your favorite varieties, like a new bacon burrito. Enjoy a delicious breakfast on the go. Gotta have Wawa.
Yeah, meeting up with my buddy Dave Dimbauer, who owns Rebath in Mid-Florida, tomorrow for a little lunch. We get together once or twice a year to kind of see how things are going. And you know, the one thing, every single time I sit down with Dave, I'm like, man, why wouldn't you do business with this guy? He's like the nicest guy, and his son is also an awesome guy. They're wonderful people. You heard Daryl Payne here yesterday from Paw Affection Dog Training saying he hired to do 3 bathrooms in his house. That's how good they are. 4 to 6 days is hard to ignore, and that includes demo. And here's the thing. You don't really sacrifice when it comes to craftsmanship or products because both are absolutely awesome. And if you don't believe me, you can actually go to their showroom and walk in and see it for yourself. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. That's where you'll find the showroom. You'll walk in and see a few models set up. Those are just to show you what they have and what they can do. Every bathroom at Rebath is a custom bathroom. They take those products, your ideas, their ideas, and next thing you know, you have a beautiful bathroom to enhance your home, something you love. You're not embarrassed anymore. Now it's time to have those events at your house, not your mom and dad's or your brother's. Hop online today, look at the before and afters, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there at Rebath, midfla.com.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima, Rogue, and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 2/28/23.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
On the podcast Really Know Really, join best friends Jason Alexander and Peter Tilden, along with experts, newsmakers, and celebrities, in a search for answers to life's most baffling, intriguing, and annoying questions. You know, those things that make you go, really? No, really?
I think there was a 17-year-old in Rhode Island who ran a candidate that was a deepfake.
Really? Wait, that's news to me. That's Really Know Really right there.
Really Know Really.
Listen to Really Know Really on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Having your home damaged in a storm can leave you and your family feeling like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding your rights and what your homeowner's policy covers is important. Our team of storm loss attorneys are ready to help you pick up the pieces. If your property has been damaged in a storm, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life. Office in Orlando.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage nasal care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Wassey's Meat Market for the lowest price on a big green egg.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. I got the ratings in today. We really appreciate it.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, thanks for everybody listening, and we do mean everybody.
Yeah, we do.
Again, it's hard to just express the gratitude, but thank you very much, sincerely. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jack.
Yo.
And Ross as well.
Oh, yeah.
And this young lady has spent a little time with us, and she's always doing fun stuff in the community. I've always told you about Corsets and Cuties being one of the coolest troops in all of Orlando. And if you have a corporation and you do team building or fun stuff and you're not hiring these guys, you are missing out because they are absolutely wonderful, professional, and awesome at what they do. You guys give it up good and loud for Miss James Dillman.
She planned my wedding.
I coordinated. No, I coordinated your wedding. Your wife planned your wedding.
She coordinated my wedding.
Yeah, but what a great job you did coordinating on day.
Thank you.
Yeah,
got the blood out of his mom's dress.
Yes, everything kept everyone chill.
She did that.
Yep, I did. I love when you introduce me as a young lady. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, Miss James, you are the greatest. You know
Thank
how much
you.
I absolutely adore you.
I adore you guys.
And it's funny because this time last year we were talking about the magnitude of the Vagina Monologues. Deborah was involved.
Yes.
And we had a bunch of other Anna Escamani was involved. A lot of the
notables,
noted people here in Central Florida.
You can say that.
And now we have a new noted person as part of the crew. Olivia Paget is joining in. Tell us about the Vagina Monologues this year.
Yeah, we're doing a round 2 this year, and we've moved to a bigger venue, so we're excited to be available for more seats. We're at the Abbey this year.
Nice.
And we're going to do 2 performances this Sunday. So there's a 5 o'clock and an 8 p.m. So people can come before or after dinner, whichever, or stay for both. You know, there's crazy stuff that happens both shows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Anna Escamani is returning for the 8 o'clock show, so she'll be joining us again.
Very nice.
And, we've got an all-star lineup like usual. I'm very lucky and very honored to be graced by the talent of the people who are joining us because they're giving of their time. And this is a fundraiser that we do to raise funds for One Heart Women and Children.
Right. And, and depending on the role you pull or the role you're assigned, it also could be, kind of one of those evenings that's kind of emotional for women. We saw it last year. A couple of the girls, you could tell. I was there, I think, for the very last show. So they were doing the goodbyes or whatever. And you could tell it was a very emotional week for those guys. So that's it's a big thing.
Some of the material is pretty heavy, and then some of the material also helps people get over past traumas. It is a very funny show, though.
I don't want really funny.
Like hold your pee in funny.
Yeah. Last year, that was the most surprising thing about it. And when I came back, I expected it to be really heavy because we'd been kind of pre-sold, how heavy some of these parts are.
Right.
And I'd really already kind of braced myself for something. I was like, well, I've seen quite a bit.
You're in it now.
Let's see what we can do.
Here we go.
And I found it considerably funnier.
Yes.
That's the first thing I said to because I took my daughter.
Yes.
The first thing I said to my daughter is could you believe how funny that was? And we were laughing out loud. It was great.
Vaginas are funny. Think about it. And every person who has one,
I've never said, you ever met that girl? She has the most hilarious vagina.
Really? Because you haven't met the right vagina, I guess.
Truly.
Mine's hysterical.
Oh,
but every woman who has one has the stories that you hear in this show. I mean, they
Right.
can relate to it, and men who have been through these situations with their women can relate to a lot of these.
Yeah.
Especially Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
We love the
Everybody's
Bob
looking for
monologue.
Bob.
Yeah, my boyfriend. I'm calling him Bob from now on.
Yeah.
That's what I call my wife.
That's
Yeah.
I know it's
That's
true.
what my wife calls me.
There's a reason for that.
And her vagina is hilarious.
Okay,
Is she talking to Bob for
She
this
does-
performance?
No, she's not talking to Bob. She's doing a couple other things. She's all
Okay.
throughout the performance. Miss
Oh,
Olivia is.
okay.
Let me say this real quick.
Yes.
I don't care what your relationship is with a woman, married, whatever. You should never, ever comment on what her is or isn't.
But I'm
you
just
shouldn't
saying.
do that. I mean, that's
I
right. It's not
mean-
yours. You should not comment on hers.
He can comment about how much he loves it.
Well, there's no
There you
question.
go.
I
and
mean,
how much he
obviously.
worships it.
But I mean, that it's funny.
Oh, well, you know.
It's hysterical.
I don't want anybody saying that about my groin.
Really?
I'm not talking about your vagina.
We're not talking about.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, I would not want you to make a comment. You know what? Have you ever met Jim's penis? It is so sarcastic.
Oh, it
and
probably
funny.
would be.
We would expect nothing less.
But we're not talking about the penis
No,
monologues.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We get enough of that.
Does that exist? Well,
You know,
No.
there
They
there
try
is
to.
another show that involves that part of the body, but it's not like this show.
No, it's not even
no,
close.
No. But this show is poignant and it's thought provoking, and the reason I keep doing it is because there's things in the show that need to be talked about.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as we stop talking about it and don't pay attention to the problems that we're facing, especially right now in the state of Florida, then nothing gets solved.
Yeah, it is interesting. You know, one of the things I noticed that, there are, the crew's diverse, right?
Yeah,
So you'll have
very.
young ladies, you'll have older ladies,
Yes.
You'll have women of color, you
Yes.
have women of not color, Caucasian women, and it's interesting because I remember talking to somebody who is in this business, and she had made a comment about her comments on her social about somebody saying something crass, and I went, "Oh yeah, I'm sure that's the thing." And she looked at me with the most dead serious face. She goes, "You genuinely have no idea
No
what it's like
idea.
to be a woman and be on social media." Because the instant messages, the DMs that I get are the sickest, most disturbing things that a man will just say to you, and women for the record, out of nowhere, not prompted, just send you stuff like that.
Keyboard warriors, man. They have
Right,
that
yeah.
safety behind that keyboard.
But for men though, it's that aspect of your sexuality that we don't know about that you get kind of tacked on you all the time.
Well, that's why I think this show is important to be attended by all sorts of people, because we support men in their everyday lives, and build up our partners, and even like gay rights and pride and everything. We're big supporters of that. So why wouldn't the other side support women? And come out and learn about some of the struggles and some of the agendas that we have to fight for equality and equal pay and equal attention in the workplace and all those things that, instead of being gender, why don't we just be people?
Yeah, my 24-year-old daughter absolutely loved it. She thought it was great. She'd never even heard of it.
Yeah. It's surprising. A lot of people have heard about it and they're a little shy about coming. Some people.
That was me.
Yeah.
That was me. I mean, I had to step out of all kinds of comfort zone to talk about Bob.
Well, you just had to leave your house. Like that was half the battle. Strike one was you just getting you out on the stoop.
Yeah, that's a good
to
point.
move toward Orlando, not work time.
And we've got some people returning from the show last year, so we'll see. Like Jack LeDoux is coming back, and Tamisha Harris is coming back.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. So this time around, we have a couple new people, like Olivia, and Sage Love is joining us.
Is the glaze there?
No, she is not for this round.
Man.
Unfortunately, she joined us for Fringe last year. She wasn't available this round, but
So two showings.
yes,
All
5
right, so
o'clock
it's
and 8 o'clock.
Sunday, 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock. How much does it cost to get in?
Well, the tickets are $25,
Okay.
and I'm here to announce that we're going to make the 8 o'clock show a pay what you can.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, because I know people have a hard time sometimes with the ticket price, but we still want to do something to support the charity. And so 8 o'clock show will be pay what you can at the door. We're more than happy to open the doors and share this material and the talent that we have on the stage with anybody who wants to join us.
How many people can get on each show? I mean, that place sits a couple hundred people, right? So,
well, Abby sits a good 150 comfortably. Yeah.
let's move away from that one.
Did I get dumped?
Yeah, you got dumped on that one. Sorry.
That's okay. I wanted to give you an update about our last show too.
Okay, sure.
So we did the fundraiser for Lindsay, who was in that tragic warehouse fire.
Just went home.
Yep.
Yeah. So so she just went home. Of course, she's got a long road of rehab ahead of her. But we were able to raise over $3,000 for her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and thank you guys so much, because I heard a lot of people who were at the show who said, "Oh, we heard you on the radio," so they came out because of that.
Such an adorable young lady, and we wish her the very best. Burned third-degree burns over 62% of her body.
Yeah.
And, and it seems to be a young, sweet girl, had a lot of respect. Everybody really enjoyed her being around her, and she'll have time to rebuild those relationships as well.
Yeah.
So that's good. Well,
her family was so thankful. So we're moving on to another charity for this one to keep it local. We like One Heart Women and Children because they help Central Florida. It doesn't go to some CEO with a 6-figure salary.
Yeah.
It's grassroots.
Yeah, we have Heart of Florida coming on today, United Way, and they do the same thing.
Yeah.
All their money they gather from corporations, they try to focus here locally for everything from job training to help for single moms with multiple kids. Everything.
Yeah, exactly.
They run the 211 line. So
they have a food pantry.
Yeah,
they help women get back into the workforce. They do furniture for families who have lost everything.
Yeah.
And last year we did about $4,000 for them. So
Very
this year
nice.
I'd really love to surpass that. And they'll be at the show too. So
very good, very good.
It's a really good night.
Well, if you can make it out, do that. Is there a website that accompanies this?
Always.
What is that?
That's eventbrite.com.
Eventbrite.com.
Yes, you can get tickets. Just Google, the Vagina Monologues Orlando. And
Very good.
The
So-
2 shows are listed there.
I'll be there at the 8 o'clock show.
Oh, fantastic.
I'll be drinking, having a merry time.
That was the other
How
thing.
much?
Full bar,
How
right?
much are you going to pay?
Yeah, it
Because
is full bar
that's
available.
The pay
Yes.
what you can one. So how much are you going
I
to
was
pay
gonna
to
go
go?
$25.
You gonna buy a ticket?
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna still go $25.
All right, I'll take it. If somebody wants to pay more than $25, I'm not going to say no.
Right, you should
Yeah,
not say
like
no.
Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You Ross the big baller over there.
Now, is that going to make your wife nervous having you there? I mean, did you ask her if you could go, or are you just going to show up?
I'm gonna show up.
He's going to support.
Yeah, she can't stop me from showing up. I'm not gonna embarrass her.
You should be respectful, because if you're doing a stand-up show and you were very nervous, and you're like, "Look, when you come to my shows, it makes me nervous. If you don't mind, just stay away for this one." She couldn't say that to you.
Yeah, she could not.
I don't think she would be nervous.
Really?
She's pretty grounded and pretty stable.
Look, I get it. I'm
Ross
just
is
trying to-
not.
But she should have the right to ask him not to
She
go.
should. You're right, 100%.
I mean, goes both ways.
She's
How
gonna
about-
have to press for it.
I give $200 to the charity if you don't go.
the hell?
Wow.
Why
I'll
would
take
you
you up
do
on that.
You're just paying me. You're donating money to a charity, so I'm a bad husband.
No, buddy, don't worry about it one bit. I'm going to tell her you no-showed on purpose. So I'm going to pay you to stay away, and then I'm going to tell her that you stayed away on purpose.
Yeah.
Hey, Deb, can you let me know how supporting my wife became a problem?
I don't know, Ross. I like the 200 over the 25. I love you, and I've known you since you were 12.
And
But
for that 200, you're not allowed to say anything to your wife about why you didn't go.
Oh,
I don't like the
dude.
stipulation.
I don't either.
Yeah, every day of my life, James.
All right, so that's the Abbey, 5 and 8 o'clock.
On this Sunday.
This Sunday, go to eventbrite.com. You just type in Vagina Monologues. It'll obviously come up there right there. That second show is Pay What You Can. They do have a full bar.
Yes.
It's a great show. Went last year when Deb was part of it. It was an unbelievable show. Tons of fun. About an hour and 15, 20 minutes.
Or so. It depends on the laughter. There was a lot of laughter.
Yeah, there is.
A lot of laugh breaks for sure. Thanks. Always good seeing you.
Thank you guys so much for your
Appreciate
support.
it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Authorities still working to clear an accident causing delays north on the turnpike at US 441, blocking the exit ramp there. There's also heavy traffic eastbound on I-4 between 429 and 1792, as well as westbound between 417 and Osceola Polk Line Road. Heavy traffic, too, heading south on 429 between Sinclair Road and I-4. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Domino. Try Domino's new loaded tots for $6.99 each when you buy 2 or more. Ask for this limited offer. Availability and charges may vary. 2-item minimum. Bread bowl pasta, bone-in wings, and pan pizza will cost extra. Local stores may charge extra for some menu items, crust types, toppings, and sauces.
It's a universal hiring party. I'm Ross, and I love parties. This Saturday, February 25th, Universal Studios is hiring full and part-time jobs right there on the spot. Did you know that I worked there for over 10 years? Did you know how much I loved working there? This Saturday is a hiring party, so free refreshments and photo ops with Mardi Gras performers will be happening because that's how Universal does it. They're going to be hiring for food and beverage, park services, culinary, and a ton of other roles. I loved my time working there, and I honestly think you will too. Learn more and register at universalorlandojobs.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
O'Reilly. Don't risk getting stranded with a bad battery. Let the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts test your battery for free. If it needs to be replaced, get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with purchase of select Superstart batteries. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Octavia Clausman. My dad is attorney Glenn Clausman, who helps people with their injury claims. My dad really cares about people. His clients have his cell number so they can call him anytime. At home, at night, I see him working on their files. He talks about how his clients' injuries have affected them and how he tries to help. He really cares. If you have an injury claim, you should call my dad, Glenn Clausman. Call 407-917-1718. He'll give you his cell number. Glenn Clausman at KLAUSMANlaw.com. Office, Winter Park.
What happened during COVID I call the car rush, like the gold rush. It was crazy. Cars went nuts. Then they came down hard. And now they're leveling off, and I believe they're coming up a little bit. So if you want to sell your car, go to GiveMeTheVin.com, and you will get a good check, a quick payoff, a clean pickup, and a great experience. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
I love going on double dates to McDonald's. And by double, I mean twice a day. And by dates, I mean quality time with my choice of a savory sausage biscuit or sausage McMuffin paired with hash browns for $2.79 in the morning. Then sneak away for either a delicious McDouble or McChicken with small fries on the side for $3.69 later in the day. Who needs romance when there's McDonald's? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid when product served.
No matter what I get, it's 20% off every day when I spend $1 on the McDonald's app. So yesterday was my please the whole fam on the way to the game meal. Today is my finally get them to stop asking, are we there yet meal. Who knows what tomorrow will be? Maybe a delicious crispy chicken sandwich all for myself meal. Whatever it is, it's a win. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through December 31st, 2023 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. McD app download and registration required.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Are you ready for Bike Week? Come join us for not one, but 2 free concerts brought to you by Rich Newsom, motorcycle lawyer. That's right, 2 free concerts at the world-famous Cackleberry Campground in New Smyrna Beach. Come out and see Confederate Railroad Sunday, March 5th, followed by Colt 4th Thursday, March 9th. Shows start at 8 p.m. We can't wait to see you there. Brought to you by Rich Newsom, motorcycle lawyer. For more details, visit BigBikeLaw.com.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all.
iHeartRadio.
Access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's Ryan Seacrest. I go by the name of Charlamagne the God.
Hi, I'm Ellen K.
Bobby Bones here. Hola, soy Enrique Santos.
Access to all of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music. The best songs.
A little bit of everything.
Access to all of the great podcasts for every interest.
The Stuff You Should Know podcast. The Daily Show podcast.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
We have maniacs out there with guns like this Moses kid. And then we want to give people open carry without permits or without background checks. Yeah, that's going to help everything.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday with Scott Maxwell. His piece, if you haven't read it yet, the Orlando Sentinel is available. You can just get the Sentinel and archive it from yesterday and check it out. Yeah, the hypocrisy there is the same legislature that wants you to be able to carry an open gun into everywhere. They just don't want it near them. So not in the legislation sessions, not at campaign events or anything like that. Everywhere else is fine, just not there.
Better for you, but not for me.
Yeah, the full carry thing never really has been appealing to me. I don't understand the value of it. I don't understand the value of it at all. So, although I am a gun guy, I say I'm not a gun guy per se. I do believe in the Second Amendment. You should be able to own guns, but I don't know that it's I don't think that's a positive. Just a full carry out there like the Old West. I can imagine that's going to be good. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Glenn Klausman coming up in a few minutes with Dr. Walker for Colbert Court. You'll remember him. He was the guy. He's the gentleman who runs the neurologist group. We talked about head injuries and unknown neck and head injuries. There's an update on that. And, of course, with your situation this week, that even brings it into play because they talk about the time spent after the injury and how you should use that time.
And how you should never be dumb like me and, ignore symptoms.
Well, I mean, dumb is not the word I would use there.
Thank you.
I just
Thanks, guys.
I think willful maybe is a little bit more.
Yeah, what Jim said. So, speaking of dumb, I thought last week when we interviewed him, we did a great job. With that said, whenever I asked the super smart brain surgery guy, the doctor, any questions, I felt like you guys were a little on edge.
Why do you think that, buddy? I think you know what? You don't get enough credit for asking very good questions. You do a really good job during interviews.
I appreciate that, but let me segue into asking permission to ask him a pretty out there question. I want to know the possibility of telepathy.
I mean, you can ask him that, dude.
Hell yeah.
You can look like a fool. I don't have any problem with that.
What happens if he says yes, though?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't think he will. But I'm going to leave the door open. God, I've always wanted to just be able to move stuff with my mind.
Why would you want to do that?
Just
lazy?
Yeah, not lazy. How awesome would that be?
I've been practicing ever since I saw the movie Zapped with Willie Ames and Scott Baio.
I've been since Phenomenon with John Travolta.
Where he's like an angel?
No, that's Michael.
Michael's the angel. Phenomenon is when he get abducted by aliens.
That's right. He had like an alien encounter, and after that, he was really good at everything, but it killed him fast. Oh, spoiler.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah, cancer, right?
It's on my DVR.
I don't know. That's so funny. Just it's in your Redbox queue?
Yeah.
All right.
He's got it on beta.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that would be probably my number one superhero power.
Well, they say with this brain implant thing that Elon Musk has been talking about, combined with the AI technology, God only knows what we're going to be able to do in 10 years.
And people are going to say flying, and I think flying
is a joke.
I think flying's if that's your superhero power, I'm judging you.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, telepathy also means flying, Deb. You can go ahead and move stuff with your brain on like a skateboard, and then you're flying.
Is that what all the telepathy is? I thought telepathy was being able to read somebody's mind.
Well, you have that as well, but
is that telepathy?
Telekinesis?
Telekinesis, I believe,
is the one that I want. That's the one that you move stuff.
Yeah, okay, my bad.
I used to practice staring at the school clock on the wall.
Yeah.
Trying to make it move forward.
Go faster.
And it would work for every 60 seconds or so.
Yeah.
It would work.
Until you passed out.
Yeah, I want to be I want
Deb got it.
telepathy
I got it, dummy.
and telekinesis. So then I'm like Jean Grey.
Who's Jean Grey?
Oh, come on, Jim. Jean Grey.
Yeah, I just
Phoenix.
Who's Phoenix? What is that? At the college?
No.
That's a superhero?
I think it's a stripper.
No.
I knew a stripper named Phoenix.
That's an
X-Men.
Oh.
Jean Grey.
I thought it's an old Plymouth.
Strongest, telepathic person on the planet.
I thought the doctor, the guy who was in charge of the X-Men was.
Xavier.
Yeah.
The paraplegic.
Yeah.
Floating wheelchair.
Yes.
Bald.
Yes.
He recognized that Jean Grey was the strongest, but she was still young, so he is like tutoring, and then that's kind of where the universe of the X-Men are at in that storyline.
I get shade for animated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is she part of the universe thing?
The universe thing.
Buddy, come on, man.
Is she in movies? Is that what you're asking?
You can't hold me to that stuff. Come on. Come on. Is she in the movies, the X-Men movies? Is she a predominant X-Men?
A massive
Is she
character
really?
in all the X-Men movies.
Who plays her?
She, the Sansa Stark was the last person who played her. I forgot.
What's the last movie she was in, character-wise?
I think it was called like Rise of the Phoenix or something.
She's got her own movie.
Yeah, because then she becomes Phoenix, then she becomes a badass bitch. But she's out of control. Much power.
I'm not taking your crap.
That's Rogue. Rogue has the southern accent.
I'm sorry. God almighty, I was just having fun with it. My God. Why don't you let me in the door a little bit? Every time I try to get in the door with this nerd stuff that you're into, you kick me in the face. I don't get it. I'm trying to relate.
You're right.
Talk to me, son.
But I'm just saying, like, Jean Grey does that sweet Georgia Peach accent.
Yeah.
That's Rogue.
Okay, I don't.
And she's so awesome.
Yeah, okay. I don't know any of these people.
Again.
Do you remember Rogue's superpower?
Buddy, I don't remember Rogue. So no, the answer is no. I do not remember her superpower.
Whenever she touched you, she would steal your powers.
Okay.
That's why she always wore gloves.
All right, very good.
But it also ruined her sex life.
Okay, buddy.
Which is a storyline in the movies.
407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Speaking of technology that I hate, real quick story before we get to Colbert Court with our buddy Glenn Klausman and his buddy Dr. Walker. And you asked me why I don't do stuff on my phone and why I don't touch stuff and why. And I told you the other day, I was terrified of it, and that's true. Orlando, Florida, a $65,000 wire transfer to a mystery bank account left an admissions manager with Full Sail University staring at a zero balance with little proof that he was the victim of a smartphone hacker.
What?
He's sitting there on his phone, and then all of a sudden on his phone, he starts getting notification after notification, 300 total, of the money that's being spent all over the world using his debit card and account number. And they're coming in, boom, 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 boom. And he's just watching his money go away.
Oh.
Now, and the Regions Bank that he banks with refused to replace the money after a couple times, and eventually they did. But that's why, buddy, this is why I'm horrified of all of my devices, because I'm the guy who makes that mistake. See, I'm that guy. They cloned his phone number and then forwarded that to another thing. And then they said the purchases were coming like China and Russia. And they're going all over the place, just buying everything. $65,000 worth of stuff. Gone.
Oh, man. I am such an idiot.
That's a sick bank account that cat's got.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, if that was a
65 large.
That's a corporate account. And we've talked about that pineappling thing for bank transfers for mortgages and whatnot. That's basically the same thing. They just cloned his number once they found it, and then went digging, and they found some pay dirt. Regions did pay him back the money, but man, you wonder why I get so sketched out about technology and why I'm so kind of hands off. That's why, man. That's the kind of thing I do. Ask my wife. That's what I do.
You've never done anything like that.
Yeah, buddy, but the reason why is because I'm so neurotic about it. I'm so neurotic about clicking on anything on my phone, trying anything new on my phone or computer.
Yeah, there's no digital gun owning.
There's no, you can't. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. And I would just sit there and watch my money go away, and I would go lose my mind.
I owe you an apology.
For what, buddy?
Rogue is from Louisiana, not Georgia.
407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Let's take a little break. Come back with our buddy Glenn Klausman for Cobra Court with his buddy Dr. Walker, who runs a neurological center here in Orlando.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi, everybody. Good Thursday to you. Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. Hope you're having a great day thus far. Mostly sunny skies. Return of the day, very warm, upper 80s for PM highs. South-southwest winds 5 to 10. Stays dry. Same for tonight. Dry skies. Patchy fog late, lows to 65. On our Friday, another warm high. You'll probably call it a hot one, closer to 90. We'll do about 89 again. Dry conditions Saturday and Sunday, upper 80s with dry skies, plentiful sun. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Have a great day and take care.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Start your day at Wawa with 2 for $5 sizzles in your favorite varieties, like a new bacon burrito. Enjoy a delicious breakfast on the go. Gotta have Wawa.
Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to set up that perfect place outside to cozy up with your friends and family while this weather is nice and cool. Only a few weeks left of that, but you can set up that solo stove, the smokeless fire pit you see everywhere online. Perfect for keeping warm, roasting marshmallows. Of course, around that pit, you got to have the perfect chairs to chill out. Polywood Adirondack chairs are absolutely perfect for that. Put them around that fire pit. They're made to withstand the elements without breaking or fading. And of course, when it comes to outside, the grill is the king of the show. Tools Ace Hardware has the best brands out there in grills, including Weber, that Genesis series from Weber, one of the best propane grills I've ever cooked on. All sizes of the Big Green Egg, Traeger grills, and Napoleon as well. On top of all of that, they also have Uni pizza ovens as well. I have the small version, and it is so much fun. You can get all of this assembled and delivered to your home for free when you spend $3.99 or more on grills or patio furniture at one of their 12 Central Florida locations or online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
We the people are ready to have some fun. Join the City of Eustis for the 121st Annual George Fest celebration. Thursday, February 23rd. Enjoy carnival rides with unlimited ride armbands for just $20. Plus, catch live music from Little Texas on February 24th and Chase McDaniel on February 25th. Enjoy food, vendors, kids' activities, and more. George Fest, February 18th through the 25th. For details, visit EustisGeorgeFest.org. That's EustisGeorgeFest.org.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever. But don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 1st at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters.
Some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you.
Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 1st from noon until 4 at the Orlando Science Center. And parking is free.
Get more info at FLJobsNow.com. Presented by SeaWorld and Aquatica.
It's happening.
Ready for this?
The biggest names in golf.
Because we're coming.
In the hottest new place to see sports.
To the CW.
It's Live Golf on the CW.
Welcome to the party. Yeah, baby.
Live on the CW from Mayakoba, Mexico.
Rock solid.
The new season of Live Golf tees off.
What a shot!
Watch live coverage of Live Golf this Saturday and Sunday starting at 1 on CW18.
Weekday mornings, bring your forecast into focus with WESH 2 News on CW18 and First Warning meteorologist Kellyanne Class.
I'm Kellyanne Class. Every morning, I bring your forecast into focus. You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead, from what to wear to the next best chance for rain. You won't be left guessing what the weather will be, because my focus is on your day, every day.
WESH 2 News Sunrise on CW18, weekday mornings from 7 to 10.
This week on The Marketers Report, Patrizio Spagnoletto, Global Chief Marketing Officer, Direct-to-Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on building trust.
Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives you access to all. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the data you need to grow. Go to iHeartResults.com for more.
I have 2 dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dinovite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dinovite dog, and he has 0 issues today. He won't eat his food without Dinovite. When I get out the Dinovite, my dogs actually salivate, like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dinovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dinovite from DINOVITE.com.
Real Radio. Real Radio. 104.1. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. If you'd like to just text the show your comment, you can do that as well at 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack. Yo. And Ross.
Get our learn on.
Let's do Cobra Court.
What you are listening to is real. Well, sort of. The participants are not actors. That's a fact. This is, however, a real case that will be decided here in our forum, the Colbert Court.
That's right. Colbert Court brought to you by our good friend Glenn Klausman. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office is right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash. Call Klausman for sure. You guys give it up good and loud, Mr. Glenn Klausman.
Yay! Oh, yeah!
What's up, big dog? How you doing?
Good to see you. Thanks, everybody.
Always good seeing you, man. How's things? Everything good?
Good. Everything's great.
Glad to hear
Very
that.
blessed.
You know, it's funny, Glenn. I know we have Dr. Walker with us as well. Good to see you, Dr. Walker. How's things?
Doing well, thank you. I'm in my car, but not driving, so we should be okay.
Don't worry. Good to have you back. If you'll remember, a couple weeks ago, Dr. Walker came through, and he runs a oh, man. Give me Jack, please. Just do it.
Oh, Jack.
Neurological group here in Central Florida. The name of that, again, it escapes me.
Ethos Health Group.
There you go, Ethos Health Group. And what they do is they specialize in brain and neck injuries. Glenn and Dr. Walker work closely together after car injuries. You can see where that would be a problem. And one of the things that's interesting is just this week we had a situation where Deborah had a, do you mind discussing this, Deb? I should ask you first.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
No,
we're
not
going
at
to
all.
break
Break all the HIPAA laws.
Not
and
at
then
all.
we'll ask.
But
Not at all.
Deborah had a really severe headache this week and really waited a little too long, and then found out after the CT scan that there is a time limit where this stuff is very important when it comes to diagnosing what's wrong when it comes to brain or spinal injuries.
Yeah, I had a thunderclap headache, but waited about 15 hours before I actually sought medical treatment for it. So
Yeah.
not the brightest idea, and I won't be doing that if I'm ever struck with one again. But hey, I got a CAT scan.
That's right. Well, and that's what we were talking about last time. We were talking about a different set of things. Isn't that right, Glenn?
Absolutely, sure.
Yeah, we're trying to get people to get checked out as quickly as they possibly can. Is there anything new out there, Glenn, that we're that we missed last time we were talking to Dr. Walker?
Well, I think it's important, again, to stress that if you have certain symptoms that could be related to a brain injury, that you get checked out right away instead of sort of being in denial or delay or afraid to know what the results of those are. And I think Dr. Walker is probably best to tell you what type of symptoms you should really get checked out quickly, and why you should get checked out quickly, and what type of tests they could do to see what's going on.
Yeah, let's start right there, Dr. Walker. That's actually a very good question.
Yeah.
Unless if you've been in an accident, we hear the word whiplash a lot. It's actually, it's been the butt of jokes for years, but yet we talked to you last time. You said that's one of the one of the driving causes for people coming to see you. Is there a time limit? Like, let's say you get into a car accident and you've been jostled around a little bit, your neck's a little sore, maybe your vision a little blurry. What's the protocol?
There's not a exact time limit per se, but as a general rule, when it comes to both the brain and the spine, the earlier that interventions are taken, the better someone's long-term chances tend to be. So waiting more than a few days really is unwise, particularly with the brain, because we know that that first 30 days is a real critical juncture for if someone's going to heal fully or if they're going to have ongoing long-term problems.
So that's an interesting question. So let me just ask, why? I mean, why is it so important to get to these injuries early? You know, what happens over time that causes the problem?
Well, in the case of neck injuries, we know that scar tissue can start to form relatively rapidly. There's these little cells called fibroblasts that kind of, rush themselves to the area that typically the ligaments are the main area that's been injured, sometimes the muscles, sometimes the discs. And so if you don't move those joints, scar tissue can start to form much quicker than you might think. So the days of giving someone a neck collar and saying, wear this for the next 2 months, we don't really do that anymore, because 2 months later, you take the neck collar off and all of a sudden you can't turn your head.
Right, yeah.
So that's the spine. As far as the brain goes, the literature, the scientific research in the last couple of years really has started to move towards, it's more like a computer. You want to reboot the computer, and after a few days, if you're still having problems, starting in neuro rehab and starting in things to calm some of the inflammation that can occur in the brain after an injury, the sooner you start them, the better we have in terms of long-term healing prospects.
And there are medications that do that. Like my thing would be like this. Okay, you do a CAT scan, you find out there is an injury, a concussion, possibly some spinal stuff, nothing severe maybe. It's definitely workable. What is that first thing you guys do? You just kind of isolate that, make them stay still, or are there medications you use to keep inflammation down, or what do you guys do?
So there are some cases medications to help mitigate symptoms, headaches in particular. There's medications that can help with the symptoms, but they're not really doing anything to heal. They're just kind of covering up the symptoms. So we know from an inflammation standpoint, trying to minimize the amount of pro-inflammatory foods that you eat, that's very helpful. We also, things like processed foods, sugars, grains, seed oils, all the fun stuff, that drives inflammation. And then we also know that taking high dose of omega-3 fish oils, so high doses of omega-3 fats, can be very effective to help calm down that inflammation response. And there's also some therapies that can assist with that and help to kind of regulate and, again, reboot the computer again, if you will.
Yep.
Oh, Dr. Walker, I was wondering, what injuries can you see on a CAT scan from an auto accident, since it's a soft tissue?
That's a great question. The answer is not much. Basically, CT scans are designed to show major fractures, dislocations, brain bleeds larger than about 5 centimeters. So a drinking straw is about 5 centimeters in diameter. A brain bleed's got to be larger than that to show up on a CT scan.
Oh.
So even small bleeds can be missed on CTs, and brain injuries are missed on CTs all the time, because many cases a brain injury doesn't cause a bleed. It causes more of a functional problem, and we have to do different testing to look at that, because the CT is really not very effective at all in standing alone as a diagnosis for brain injury.
Well, that's weird, because CT scans and MRIs are the ones that we know are supposed to pick that stuff up. I mean, some of it. What other tests would you use to do that if CT and MRI doesn't do it or don't do it?
Well, so MRI, it comes down to the right type of MRI. Just like you can go buy a TV from a garage sale with antenna on it, and you'll pick up some kind of a signal, but it's not necessarily a very clear one. And then you go buy the brand new 4K TV from Best Buy, and you feel like you're sitting in the jungle watching the wildlife on TV. So with MRIs in particular, getting the right type, there's one called a diffusion tensor imaging, or DTI. And then beyond that, there's a lot of what we call functional testing. So for example, eye movement tracking, or there's a test called video nystagmography that it's a really neat test. It looks like a virtual reality headset, and it has cameras in it that are measuring the eye movements, because we know that about 90% of people with a concussion, their eye movements are going to be abnormal. Just like with the DUI sobriety test, they look at the eye movements to look if the brain is impaired from alcohol. This test is much more sophisticated and much more detailed, and it looks to see if the eye movements are impaired from a concussion.
Wow, man.
And there's a whole bunch of tests, but that's just a couple of them right off the top.
407-916-1041 here with Glenn Clausman and Dr. John Walker. Yeah, Glenn?
Yeah, and what type of symptoms should people be on the alert for, Dr. Walker, after either a car accident that might have caused a concussion or some other injury that caused a concussion that should alert them that they need to get evaluated as soon as possible?
So the most common symptoms we'll see would be things like headaches, dizziness, balance problems, nausea, problems with memory, changes in your mood, irritability, increased mortality, things like that. Sleep problems, which sometimes can mean not sleeping enough, or sometimes can be not sleeping too much. So there's not any one symptom, but those are some of the more common. And there's a lot of more rare symptoms that will occur with brain injury.
Is one of those last symptoms named Jim Colbert? Is that was 5 descriptions of Jim.
I forget stuff and I get cranky sometimes, Doctor. It just happens.
How rude. We're sorry about Ross, Dr. Walker.
Yeah.
I do have a question, though. About 15 years ago, I had to get a CT scan, and so I still have that film, and I save it just thinking maybe one day they'll want a baseline. If, is there any value to an old CT scan for future possible needs?
And can you use that as a film credit on your acting resume?
You have to talk to IMDb about the second question.
Right.
So,
Okay.
as far as the first, there's probably minimal value. Certainly, that would be more of a question for Glenn from a medical legal standpoint. From a medical standpoint, we would sort of trust you at face value if you said you had a negative CT. But that would be more of a legal question that I guess Glenn would have to answer, how an insurance company might look at that.
Yeah, and they always want to see prior imaging studies to see if what you're complaining of now is something you complained of before, and to compare them to the latest to see if there's some kind of new injury that didn't show up before.
So there is a possible future use for that stuff, because you end up with those films,
Right,
and
yeah.
whether it's X-rays or CT scans,
And they're not cheap.
No, and I still got some. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to throw them out.
Wow.
All right.
407-916-1041. Let's talk about something other than car crashes. I mean, when it comes to football and contact sports of that nature, have you guys over at Ethos seen a lot of increased injuries over the last few years with football players at all ages, or no?
Well, so the sports concussion side of the practice is much smaller than the injury and trauma related side. So we do see patients with concussions that aren't involved in medical, legal, or personal injury cases. As a general trend, we've actually seen those types of injuries going down, and that's because we have better programs in place for parents to identify when their child's had a fairly mild concussion, to not send them back in and get a second concussion, making it worse. There's more of a sort of increased awareness that this is something you need to take seriously. So we've actually seen improvement in the last few years.
That's good.
With the awareness of the NFL and the different areas that are bringing a lot of spotlight to that.
That's absolutely great, actually. I thought maybe equipment advancements would have maybe had a bit of an impact on that as well.
I'd like to say that's the case, but sadly, the advanced level of testing that we do, there's not a lot of people that do that. So as much as I'd like to say that that's the main driver, I really think that the main is like the heads up campaign that the CDC has put together, and the NFL's campaign. It really is more driven by public awareness and good public health campaigns than cool technologies, although they are pretty.
So I've got to ask Dr. Walker. I've always wanted this to be a possibility, and you're the closest thing that I could ever get for an answer. Telepathy and/or telekinesis. Is there a chance? Are we anywhere on the map for it?
And I want you to feel zero pressure to answer this.
Yeah, exactly.
You have no pressure. You do not. You can. Can I tell you? You can act like he never spoke.
I think the closest we've got is your boy Elon Musk wanting to implant the Neuralink chips into your brain, and then I guess that technically could be telekinesis. But outside of that, I don't think we're anywhere near that. But if you want to be the test guinea pig for Elon Musk,
no thanks. Yeah, I'll hard pass
Go
the Elon Musk guinea pig program. I'm not going to do that. But we did get a question on our texting service, Doctor, I thought was kind of interesting. It says, I'm about 3 weeks out from a concussion. At what point are issues permanent?
That's a great question. So the good news is 3 weeks out is still very early in the process. We find that a majority of people will get better in the first 30 days. If someone doesn't get better in the first 30 days, they really should be taking it much more seriously and trying to seek some intervention. The line in the sand for permanency is not until about the 12-month mark. And even after 12 months, it doesn't mean that the symptoms can't improve and the person can't improve. It just means that they're likely going to have some sort of residuals for the rest of their life. So there's not a finite window, but 12 months is sort of our line in the sand of when we'll call a brain injury permanent from a legal standpoint, if you will.
So you're saying 30 days after even a medium concussion, usually after 30 days, all symptoms would have gone?
Most patients. We know that depending on which studies you look at, anywhere from about 50 to 60% of people tend to resolve within the first 30 days. But then if they don't get better in the first 30 days, the curve starts to really kind of steepen as we go into 90 days, 180 days, so on and so forth.
Hey, Glenn, what percentage of people that come to you for help after a car accident, what percentage of those do you have to send to a group like Dr. Walker's or their Ethos for testing on spinal or head injuries? Is it a giant percentage?
No, it is not. It is not. And the interesting thing is, most people, they'll admit to certain symptoms, but they really don't want to talk about some of the others. And you have to kind of pressure them to, are you having problems focusing? Are you having problems with concentration? Are you having problems multitasking? Are you having problems with memory? You go into a room, you don't remember why you went in there. These sort of things. Are you having problems with taste or smell? And then when they're alerted to that all, and we explain to them that could be a traumatic brain injury and you need to get evaluated, then they have to decide whether they want to go through the evaluation or if they just want to sit back and see if they get better and deal with it that way.
Wow, man.
And it's interesting. Dr. Walker can probably explain what happens to the brain inside the skull when you get rear-ended, let's say. Is there a difference between if you're looking straight forward, if you're looking to the left, as if you're going to make a left turn? What happens inside the skull that causes the brain injury?
Well, so the best way that we kind of describe that mechanism, where maybe you didn't hit your head on something. When you hit your head, it's pretty obvious for most people to understand how one gets a brain injury. But even when you don't hit your head, and it's like the brain is sloshing back and forth inside of the skull.
So it's just battering itself up against the side of the skull, and it bruises and swells, and that's what causes the problems?
Correct. It usually doesn't swell to the degree that someone needs, like the pressure relieved with a craniotomy or that sort of thing. Yeah. But it shears and tears a lot of the nerve cells that are in the brain, and it creates more of a sort of chemical inflammation, inflammation that doesn't mean swelling, but it means more the release of different neurotransmitters that cause a lot of pain. We also know, to Glenn's point, that the way your head is positioned makes a big difference, because if your head's turned, it puts a lot of extra forces, particularly on the base of the brain. And that's the area that's much more susceptible to losing consciousness. You think of like boxing or MMA, people rarely get knocked out with a jab. It's usually with a hook or an uppercut, where there's that rotation component to the force. That's
right, yeah.
Tends to
Crazy, right? That's unbelievable, man. Well, listen, we love having you on. Thank you for this great information. And if anybody out there had a situation like this or have had any of these symptoms, please, contact either the Ethos group or contact Glenn. He can give you the information, maybe get you over there, get you some tests, and make sure that those things are going to sit in and be a problem for the remainder of your existence. You don't want that.
No, definitely not.
Doctor, thanks a ton. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend, man.
Thanks, Jim. Good seeing you all.
Yeah, you got it, man. Glenn, always good seeing you. Remember, that's Glenn Klausman, Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash, call Mr. Klausman. He has good friends like Dr. Walker that can help you out.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. And, today we missed a movie analogy from Ross. So it was serious today.
Yeah, a little serious today.
Yeah, there was no Faticus.
Yeah. I do apologize, but I was over here just thinking about the possibilities of telekinesis.
There we go.
You do not in any shape or form entertain Dr. Walker. He does not smile at you.
Look at that face.
He is not interested.
He's all business.
He is not interested in your shenanigans, buddy. This guy is a
Well,
baller.
I am anti-shenanigan.
And I think last time the question was, if you have a bigger head, does that mean you have a bigger brain? And I don't know if we ever got an answer to that one.
Yeah. You don't.
I'm here to ask the hard hitters.
The silverback's got a tiny one. It's like a walnut. All right, we'll see you guys later. Thanks again, Glenn. We appreciate it. Dr. Walker, be good. Have a great weekend. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
Real radio. 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Delays continue from a crash blocking the exit ramp north on the turnpike at US 441. Heads up if you're heading out this way. It's also heavy eastbound on I-4 out of Polk County between US Highway 27 to past 429. It's also busy westbound between 417 and Osceola Polk Line Road. We're still in good shape on the beach line.
And it starts at $5.99. The only catch, it's only here for a limited time. Church's Texas Chicken. Welcome to the great state of flavor.
Man, inflation going crazy out there. Nobody really knows what's going to level out. That's why you got to buy your windows and doors at FAS right now and lock in your price. They have the largest window and door showroom in all Central Florida. 38 unique windows ready for you to operate and choose. All their windows and doors built with impact-resistant glass that gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. They have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. Estimates are always free at FAS. They give you tons of options as well. All products have a lifetime warranty, and if you act right now, how about rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door? No money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. Financing is available, and their showroom is so easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4. Slide in, pick out your windows, have them installed. Your house will feel better. It'll cost you less. It'll be worth more, and it'll just be better all around. It's FASWD.com.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima, Rogue, and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 2/28/23.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Every parent wants their child to find happiness in whatever path they choose. Florida Prepaid has a plan to help you support them by affordably and confidently saving for college. Our 529 prepaid plans start at $45 a month, and you have the peace of mind knowing that when you lock in 2023 prepaid plan pricing, your payment will never go up. It's inflation-proof and further proof that it's the best way to ensure the brightest future. Enroll by February 28th and get $50. Find your plan today.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
I wanted to say something about yesterday's shooting, aside from how sad I am for the victims and their families. But I think it's time that the media stop putting out the names of these killers. I should not know who this piece of garbage is that ended 3 lives yesterday. He should be publicly forgotten. You know, the only time his name should come up is in any legal reports or in his trial. But forget him publicly and remember the victims.
You know, I think there's been a bigger influx of that. I noticed with a lot of the shooters, not this guy, but your Parkland guys, people like that. They stopped saying their names and using their name. They just say shooter for that particular incident. I've seen that on the media a little bit more than usual. Usually it's right up front. And of course, this guy's name's been plastered everywhere. I know what he's saying. But I think with some of those bigger cases, that's been happening a little bit, but maybe not much.
Yeah, but this story just broke, so people want to know the name of the victims. They want to know the name of the perpetrator.
It's national, and it's such a unique thing because it was a reporter killed while doing a report on somebody who was killed where he was sitting.
Right.
Came back and shot him. Shot into the car. Shot 2 people. Killed one of them.
And I wouldn't even blame the media for... I mean, I get
their
job.
Their job is to report.
They're not just reporting, but they're also, in that sense, they're also giving the people what they want. People find that interesting.
Well, I mean, it's part of the story. The name is part of the story. I understand the concept, but the name is part of the story. And if you're a news personality or your news station, the job is to bring the story. And his name is part of the story. That's why they do it. And they're not going to stop doing it, by the way.
So I would think that it would, maybe I'm a pessimist, but it leans towards that's what people
You think that's why people do it?
No, not why people do it, but I think that is the side effect. People want to get all the gossip, all the rumors. They want to know as much as they possibly can, especially over a tragedy.
Right.
What was the shooter doing the month before? Like all of those things.
Well, they're trying to figure it out. I mean, I think human nature is trying to figure out why, because it's just so surreal that something like this could happen. Human nature isn't like this. Most people don't act like this. I think that's what where you get the fascination with serial killers and people like that, because there's such anomalies in our society. It'd be no different than seeing somebody with some kind of this is going to sound awful, but like if you saw somebody that had a malformed ear or something, or they look different, you would look at them. They're a person. You're not judging them or anything, but they're different, and you pay attention to it. That's what happens with these killers and people who do heinous things like this. You're like, as a human, you can't imagine doing it. So it's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's...
Well, yeah, you're trying to you're trying to find understanding in something that is...
Illogical,
that is just outside the norm. Unfortunately, this is becoming the norm.
Yeah,
so that's how you defeat it.
Yeah. And even in Pine Hills, this is kind of egregious even for an area of town that's has had a really difficult time with crime over the last 30 years.
I mean, just the first shooting is tragic enough.
You're right.
At 11, a woman lost her life.
Much less to come back and shoot the people reporting.
But then he comes back and 4 more people get shot, 2 killed.
Yep.
The other 2
one a child.
Yeah, it's just... It's so overwhelmingly sad.
You get the feeling the guy ran into a house looking for shelter or whatever. 2 people saw him, and he's like, well, they could pin me out, so I got to shoot him.
I don't know, though, because from how your friend described this kid after shooting the 2 Spectrum 13 News employees, he just calmly stuck his gun, reportedly, back in his front waistband and just sauntered off.
Yeah.
Wasn't like he was running. He wasn't scared.
Yeah. And my buddy is a camera guy for another station, and they were also working the story. And I maybe when he's feels up to it, maybe I can have him call in and tell the story. There's no way I could ask him to do it today because he shook. I mean, he was shook. He was on the site. He was one of the first people to respond to it. He was there before the cops and the ambulance was. He was matter of fact, according to him, he was one of the first people to administer any kind of medical care to the person who was shot and not killed.
Oof.
So, I mean, he is not, and by the way, this guy is a sweet dude. He's not one of these, he's not one of these Rambo kind of guys. He's a real level-headed, sweet guy. He's very smart, very able, very capable to do a lot of things, lives out in the country, takes care of himself and his family. He's not, and he's, this is not his thing. He was shook up. First thing I did is I texted him this morning, asked him how he was. I've known him since '85.
I think what's more bizarre, and to the original point of this segment with the talk back about advertising the names of the killers, is whether they are seeking it or not is almost irrelevant, because there is this weird subculture of people who
will make them that regardless.
Yes, exactly.
Who will make them that person regardless.
Which is why, and a texter just pointed out, and one of the reasons I don't like all those shows about real serial killers, like the Dahmer stuff,
right?
And it's just it's making entertainment out of something, especially the
I understand
when it's not a documentary,
right? Yeah,
it's not when it's not a documentary, and they are making a drama out of this. It feels like now it's becoming entertainment,
right.
And there's something that feels wrong about.
There was a case that I got to start remembering this stuff because I glanced over so much stuff, but there was a case just recently of a killer, and they were going to do that very thing, and I believe either the studio backed out or people backed out of it completely because they didn't want anybody getting notoriety or possibly profiting from it at all. And I think isn't that a federal law? That profiting thing off of someone's pet, that's a federal law? Yeah, so I mean, we've tried our best to keep people from doing that. We've been pretty successful, but I agree with you. And I used to watch those shows a lot. I don't watch them as much as I did anymore. But you could see even if they tried to just be it be an information thing, they can't control whether or not it glorifies it to the audience. That's subjective.
Sure.
They're just reporting the story. How people receive the story is not on them.
It's as old as time.
It
Literally,
is,
the fascination with true life crime is because I've always thought of it as a modern affliction. And it's really not.
It goes back to Jack the Ripper.
Even before that.
You're right.
And people's fascination with it for whatever reasons, and one of the most popular themes for podcasts, genres of podcasts as well.
Yeah, murder is now a genre.
Yeah.
True crime.
Absolutely. But but in a situation like with the Atlanta bombing,
Richard Jewell.
Right. What I liked about that is because that went more to clear a name of someone who was wrongly kind of drugged down in
ruined his life,
a while.
by the way.
Absolutely
Ruined his life.
And ended it. And I don't know what connection the end of his life played by, everything that preceded, with the Olympic Park bombing. But it's in certain situations, like, and whether it's Dateline or 48 Hours, there's certain sense of, sometimes you want to clear people's names or you want the official story out there, but there is also a sense of
glorification that you want to avoid
and a sleaziness to it.
And I think that started with the Manson murders. I mean, I believe that's what really started, or possibly the Black Dahlia. Because
there was a lot of fascination with that case, and Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper. But here in the States, because that was in England, here in the States, I want to say it was the Black Dahlia and, of course, the Manson murders really drop-kicked the idea of that, because that was one of the first times a prosecuting attorney, Vincent Bugliosi, wrote a book about it. So you could actually read from the guy who prosecuted the guy, what happened, the story of it. Helter Skelter, a very famous book about that. And that's the first time I remember it being not glorified per se, but the story being turned into like a drama rather than just being like a news story, hey, this is what happened, because it was so egregious and there were so many different factors to it. It was impossible to ignore. The characters alone, without murder, would have been a story.
And think about stories just in general, right? You want conflict, you want events. That's
Right.
what makes a good story a great story.
Tension, right?
What bigger level to go to? There is no bigger conflict than murder.
Yeah,
and I think that's another that hits us on a primal reason for really deep down into our souls.
Sure
reason.
thing. I mean, let me ask you guys real quick because we'll go to break here in a second. Get back with the Heart of Florida United Way, having those guys on here in a few minutes. But like this Alex Murdaugh trial that's going on right now, and they're showing it by the minute on CNN. It's 100% been on for 2 hours on CNN. Now they're obviously trying to. I mean, this is a news story because it is a news story. A former prominent attorney accused of murdering his wife and son and possibly 2 other people.
Yeah.
While stealing $1.5 or $6 million from his law firm. I mean, it's got all the trappings of everything you want one of these cases to be. But trust me, nobody's watching that for information.
Yeah.
Not one person. Not one person's watching that, making notes on how the investigation went down. They're watching it because it's salacious. They're watching it as an entertainment show. That's what they're watching.
Mm-hmm. And they're making their own judgments. Is he guilty, or trying to confirm their bias already?
Right.
And I believe earlier he admitted to stealing money, so he admitted to that part.
Right. Yeah.
But as part of his defense on why he's claiming he did not kill his family.
And I think what drop kicked it even bigger. I mean, with the OJ thing, and then of course with the Casey Anthony case.
Oh yeah.
Those cases. I mean, they went way off the rails of being just murder cases. Those things turned into a gigantic industry. That Casey Anthony case was an industry for 3 years. That OJ case was an industry. It was beyond a case. It went way beyond that. The scope nobody could contain. I mean, they didn't even know how to handle the information and the attention they got with that Casey Anthony case. Couldn't even handle it. And I think 90% of the people in the world probably think she did it.
Was that a fun time to? I
It wasn't
say fun time.
It's not fun talking about a kid that was killed by her mother, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't fun. It's not. Yeah, nobody likes talking about that stuff. I mean, when you and the problem with that case is you knew a bunch, and then you see the family turning on each other, the cast of characters with the mom and dad. Think about how you're even saying that. A cast of characters. It's the actual family. It's not a cast of characters. It's the actual people, but it's framed that. They're characters. They take on personalities. I mean, nobody will ever forget Cindy and George Anthony or what they look like or what they were. You could probably ask 5 out of 10 people in Orlando would know what their personalities are like because they watch so much of that. They knew George is kind of a browbeaten,
Poor
dad.
guy.
Yeah. And the mom is a, dominant, short-haired kind of a Karen character, kind of. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but that has that kind of vibe. Dysfunction everywhere. Anyway. All right, 407-916-1041. Take a little break. The Heart of Florida United Way up next.
Same address on another social platform. At Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
We're still looking at a tough ride north on the turnpike at US 441 where we have a crash that's blocking the exit ramp there. Eastbound travel on I-4 still heavy between 429 and 1792, as well as westbound between 417 and Osceola Polk Line Road. Southbound 429 heavy as well between Sinclair Road and I-4. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing is committed to quality and printing perfect every time. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more. Offer ends $225. See staples.com/stores/printbig for details. Try Staples and see the difference.
Twitter poll is going up now. It's about the murder shows. You find it on our Twitter. It's at Real Radio 1041. Follow us there. Take a vote in the poll. We'll talk about it later in the show. Today it's brought to you by myhomebuildersnetwork.com. That's Mike, the home builder. Great guy. Whether you need a new roof, new windows, or even new gutters, Mike is the guy to call at My Home Builders Network. voucher.com. A guy you can trust. Great quality, great installation, great service, all for a fair price. Mike put the roof on my home just last month, and new gutters as well. Covered gutters, so no more getting the ladder out and getting leaves out of there. I am excited about not having to do that chore. Check it out. It's myhomebuildersnetwork.com. He is Mike the Home Builder, and that is the call you should make.
Local or long distance, when it's time to move, let Cento Family Moving and Storage move you. CentoMoving.com.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
It's the new year, and guess what? I'm in hot water. Hey, it's RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi in DeLand. My sales are frozen. So this month, I've cooked up the craziest icebreaker ever. Right now, I'm paying way over appraised value for any car, regardless of make, model, miles, or even condition. If you owe $2,000, $4,000, or even $7,000 more than it's worth, I still want it. Plus, with my dealer next door credit approval process, you could skate home for just $8 down. We've got the banks to break the ice with lower rates and smaller payments. You can drive a car that's twice as nice. Come see me at RC Hill Mitsubishi. Check out the new Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new 2023 Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. For your peace of mind, we provide a lifetime limited warranty. So dump that old ride you hate, and you can drive for $8. But hurry, this deal will melt away fast. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. See details at rchill.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now job fair March 1st at the Orlando Science Center and connect with over 70 recruiters, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Florida Jobs Now job fair March 1st from noon to 4 at the Orlando Science Center, and parking is free. Get more info at fljobsnow.com. Presented by SeaWorld and Aquatica.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we got Justin $100,000.
Well, I was in a motorcycle accident, unfortunately. You guys were able to get me set on my feet to where I don't have to worry as much about finances. Injured on the go, just call Mo.
Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Bike Week is right around the corner. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Bike Week plans. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Stop at Orlando Harley-Davidson during Bike Week and enjoy on-site food trucks, tattoos, music, a full bar, and so much more. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for a full list of motorcycle inventory and Orlando Bike Week details. Stop by the Orlando Harley-Davidson dealership next to I-4 across from the mall at Millennium.
Our iHeartRadio Podcast Awards are back. It's the biggest night of the year for podcast fans. Get ready to celebrate your favorites. Head to iHeart.com/podcast awards to check out the nominees for Podcast of the Year, Best Comedy, Crime, News, Sports, and more. Tuesday, March 14th, join us for our 2023 iHeartRadio Podcast Awards. Thank you. Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. From groundbreaking originals to best-selling audiobooks and the best and latest in podcasts, you'll find your next obsession at Audible, the home of storytelling. Try Audible free. Sign up at audible.com.
McDonald's.com. Get 20% off your entire order every day when you spend $1 or more on the McDonald's app. App download required.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. We're easy to text as well. That number happens to be 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deborah's here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Yeah.
And so is Ross.
What's up?
Not much, buddy. Just kicking it on a Thursday. We've got some cool guests here. I talked with these guys a little bit earlier this week, and they have a cool event coming up next week. You guys give it up for Ray and Ashley from the Heart of Florida United Way. Awesome. Look at that. That's an introduction.
A great introduction.
How are you guys doing today, by the way?
Fantastic.
Very nice.
There you go.
Oh, both of them are.
All right, so we have Ashley and Ray here. Let's start off. Explain what you do for Heart of Florida United Way, Ashley.
Well, I oversee the marketing, communications, and our brand experiences. So all of our special events and all the fun things that we like to bring people out to do for the community.
Perfect. Ray?
I have the best job in the world. I work with our programs that serve people in our community, with our partner agencies, and I also work with our 211-988 call center.
That's great, and that's what you guys created, that 211. We brought that up a little bit earlier in the show, and when we talked, Ashley, and you told me what 211 does for the community, it is genuinely amazing. Why don't you run a brief synopsis of what 211 provides for Central Florida?
Yes, most definitely. Literally a life-changing and life-saving service that's offered free of charge for Central Florida residents. It's available 24/7, 365 by simply dialing 211. It's a information and referral lifeline that can help connect residents of Orange, Seminole, Osceola counties in particular with existing community resources. So if you're in need of some kind of service or resource like school supplies, or needing to find out where the closest food pantry is, or needing assistance on finding mom or dad assisted living facilities, those types of questions, those types of navigation is what 211 can help with, among many other things. Ray may be able to speak a little bit more about that.
Yeah, Ashley's exactly right. We have the most complete database of services and resources in the community. What I want to add to Ashley's comments, though, is we're also the 988 service. That means we're the suicide prevention lifeline. Critically important.
Yeah, and you guys both told me, I was talking to Ashley about it earlier this week, Ray, when we were setting up this interview, and she told me that during pandemic that both of those services exploded.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's a crisis if you don't know how you're going to take care of your rent, or you don't have enough food, those sort of things. But when somebody's, feeling like they might harm themselves or something like that, simply by dialing 988, it connects them to a trained specialist to work with them and help them. It can look really bleak sometimes, but there's always a reason to go forward.
For sure.
And Ray, I wanted to ask you, or Ashley, whomever can speak to this best, of how much more call volume you received after the suicide prevention hotline was reduced from that long toll-free number, which was fairly difficult to remember, even though it was, the title of a really popular song for a while. How much easier has it made it for folks who are in crisis to reach you now that they only have to remember 988?
Really important and great question. And we definitely have seen up to doubling the number of calls that we get. We're receiving somewhere between 35 and 40 calls a day.
Wow.
Which on the one hand, you're saying, wow, it's people need that. But the other thing is that people can find that help and remember that 988 number.
Yeah, very easy, and the 211 as well.
Yeah.
One of the big things in a second I want to ask you about Alice, because when Ashley started telling me about the Alice program, and that's what we're going to talk about with this Top Golf event coming up, it funds that. Jack, question?
Yeah, a little more on that 988, because I know with that rollout, that is coast to coast, that's nationwide. But so how much of that comes through you? Is it just Central Florida that does that? Is it all of Florida that comes through the United Way here, or do you guys handle it nationwide?
No, it's a great question again, Jack. And we actually handle Orange, Osceola, Seminole, Polk, Highland, and Hardy. And then we're back up for a number of other counties. The network is nationwide, and different centers pick up different parts of the country. We have Central Florida.
Interesting.
Man, you guys must have the coolest work environment. Everybody I've spoken to that's over there is having the best time, and they're so happy, and they're so excited to help people out. It's amazing. Like, I've never been that happy to help anybody out my entire life.
Well, yeah, we're not surprised by that, actually.
Talking to Ray and Ashley from the Heart of Florida United Way. They have a big event coming up at Top Golf. I think I'm going to slide out to you next Wednesday.
I was going to say hello.
So Wednesday, March 1st from 5 until 8, you guys are going to go to the Lake Mary Top Golf. Tell me all about it. And I know this goes to fund Alice, but tell me about the event, and then we can talk about Alice.
Yeah, so the event itself, it's going to be a great opportunity to bring out some colleagues, bring out your team, bring out a group of friends that you want to have a great time at Top Golf Lake Mary. We have one of the whole floor, so all of these bays, only a few are left, so definitely want to reserve that spot. You can go to our website, hfuw.org, hfuw.org, to take a look at the different options available, all the way from sponsoring the event to a group outing package for about $2,000, which, I mean, if you're taking 12 of your colleagues out, not so bad.
Not at all. And I got to tell you, I know the guy who runs that joint over there. He used to be a restaurant manager, and the food and drink program at that spot are as good as it gets. And that is no exaggeration. They do such a wonderful job super serving their customers at that facility. And Blake is one of the great reasons they do that, because that guy is on point as it gets. I did a league there at the beginning of last year, and we had so much fun. So where can you get tickets? Where can you get involved with this event coming up next Wednesday at Top Golf?
Yep. Go to hfuw.org, our website, hfuw.org. And that will allow you to check out all the options, get your registration. It's going to be a great time. Raffles, lottery, great time.
You want to go out there and show off a little bit?
I mean, a little bit, yeah. I'm down.
So I think Ross and I may slide out there Wednesday after the show and see if we can set it off a little bit, and just try to hit some clubs and employees. We're just going to do some silly stuff. Just try to get a little attention.
Yeah, are you going to beat Ross again?
There will be. It's 2-1.
Yeah. Okay. But it is interesting because this Alice program, when you started telling me about this, Ashley, I was like, wow, Alice, acronym. And then you started getting into what Alice provides. And this is a big part of what you guys do at Heart of Florida United Way. Tell me about the Alice program.
It is. So as you said, Alice is an acronym. It stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed. So these are folks who are working hard, working multiple jobs in our community, most likely, but still struggling to make ends meet when it comes month to month, paying the rent, paying the bills. We know that there is nearly half of our population, so about 47% of Central Floridians fall into this Alice population. It's astonishing.
And actually, this is considered the working poor, right? When you hear the term working poor, that's exactly what we're talking about with this Alice program, correct? They're working 40 hours a week, but the problem is the cost of living here in Central Florida is so exorbitant, they can't even afford their bills, even after putting in a solid 40-hour work week.
Plus, depending on where they work and what they're making.
Right, yeah.
That's right. That's exactly it. And it's 40 hours a week plus. I mean, a lot of these folks are working 2-3 part-time jobs just to try to make ends meet.
Right. Hey, so how did you guys get involved with this? I mean, and I'm not joking. There is a really odd vibe. Not odd. It's a unique vibe.
It's a positive vibe, Jimmy. I know it feels very unnatural to you. It scares you a little bit. Breathe deeply.
Listen.
Breathe deeply. You're
Joy surprises him and confuses him.
It does. Happiness.
You two shut up and let me do this thing.
Get
My
to
God,
your
Almighty,
zen.
strangle both of you.
Get to your zen.
Anyway, they're 100% right.
It's terrifying. Please save us.
What got you guys involved with this? I mean, this thing is like, and the reason I ask is this, guys. I mean, theoretically, we hear what you're talking about. Your suicide prevention, 211, the Alice program,
988.
Seemingly, right? There's a lot of like heaviness in this, and seemingly that would kind of weigh on somebody. How did you guys get involved in this, and kind of why?
Right.
So the truth is, when you get to know Alice, and we all know Alice, right? They're in our lives. They're taking care of our children. They're serving us food. They're serving us our coffee. They're doing all the things that happen around our community. And you see how hard they're working. They're proud. They're working multiple jobs. The opportunity to help them, to give them a hand up, to give them an opportunity to overcome that crisis that Ashley was talking about, or to maybe seek a credential or go back to school or something like that, is incredible. And when you get to hear those stories and you get to hear their determination and you get to hear how hard they're working, it's an honor to serve them and a joy.
Very cool.
What size cape do you guys wear? I think.
Yeah, if you think about it, you can all feel just overwhelmed. You watch the news and you just feel overwhelmed, like we're doomed. Like I keep saying, how we're doomed. You know
exactly.
But if you're taking steps to try and alleviate some of that in someone else's life, look at the joy it brings you. I have a totally unrelated question that I got to know. The lighting on you guys is better than the four of us here combined.
And we work for $1 billion broadcasting company.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially Ray. I don't know what you got. What's going on there,
Ray
man?
looks like the professor, like a Marvel Universe kind of guy.
But with that background,
and
just
Ashley,
pops.
Ashley looks like she's like, "Hi from Vogue in New York."
Somebody took this picture and put it on the cover of a Queen album, and it looks like the cover of a Queen album.
Exactly.
Yeah, it does.
Exactly.
I'm waiting for you to ask me about my relationship with my father. So listen, I want everybody to go out. I mean, this is going to be a great event. Top Golf next Wednesday. That's March 1st from 5 until 9. That's Lake Mary Top Golf. Cruise out there, man. Go to the website. And matter of fact, that's hfuw.org. They have a click through right there where you can find out how much it's going to cost, where it's going to be, what's up for grabs. There's going to be food, drink, a lot of fun stuff. And you get to learn about this wonderful program because this is just a little bit of what we talk about. One of the things that we're excited about and possibly partnershiping with these guys is they're pushing this giant initiative over. Is it Valencia Community College, Ashley?
It is, yes. Valencia Center for Accelerated Training.
So
yes.
you guys know how passionate I am and what a disservice I believe that telling a lot of America for many years that you have to have a college degree to be a worthy employee or make a good living. We know that's not true. And I've been pushing this, these blue-collar jobs, these skilled labor jobs, welders, plumbers, electricians.
Oh, you're going back to school, Jimmy?
No, stop
Yay!
You
That's
stop
awesome.
it. All of you stop it.
I'm proud of you.
What these guys do is they've started a program with Valencia where they're supporting getting kids into these programs.
Absolutely.
Plumbing, electricity, masonry work, those programs where you can go out and make $25-30 an hour starting off and capping out $40, $55, $60 an hour.
Those jobs are sitting empty right now because they don't have enough people to fill them.
These guys are starting an initiative to put people in those classes and get them into those workspaces so they can earn a living and kind of upgrade their lives, which is awesome. Tell me a little bit about that program.
That's right. So we partnered with Valencia College, their Center for Accelerated Training over here in Orange County. And, what we found was that there's a lot of students who are interested in wanting to pursue these certifications, these credentials for these trade skills that, like you said, Deborah, there's a ton of demand for.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what they have to do? Sometimes you got to put pause on the rest of life in order to get through these certification programs. And for someone who's supporting a family, they simply can't do that. They simply can't not worry about putting food on the table or keeping a roof over their family's head.
Right.
So sometimes that's a barrier. So what this program does is allow to bridge funding for some students for at least a little bit to help out with those basic needs so that they can focus on getting that certification to improve their economic mobility moving forward.
And this is a meeting you halfway scenario. This is just not me sticking money out there and hoping it solves it. This is telling you, meet me halfway. I can help you.
Oh, yeah.
If you can meet me halfway, I can help you get the entire way and get you on a better path in life.
I remember during the pandemic, Ashley, there were several trucking companies that were actually offering to pay applicant certification fees just as a way of getting them to come in the door. I mean, if those fees are what are keeping you from coming in and learning this new job and helping us fill this position, then like Jimmy just said, let's meet halfway.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, I can't thank you enough for your time. You guys have been wonderful, and hopefully we can work together again soon on a cool project.
Yeah, find a project that Jimmy can do.
Yeah.
That we can.
I have a feeling if you connect it to Top Golf, you're more than halfway there.
What do you think we're here, Jack?
He always talks about welding.
But, guys, thank you again. And I'll remind you one more time. It's Wednesday, March 1st. That's next week. Ross and I'll go out there and kind of bang it around a little bit. 5 till 9 at the Top Golf in Lake Mary. Go to hfuw.org. Find out all the information. There's a click-through right there on the front page that'll tell you all about it. But, guys, thanks so much for dropping by. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
It's great.
Yeah, Ray,
It was a
you guys are
pleasure.
awesome. By the way, we have to tell management I want to look like that.
Yeah, no doubt.
And by that I mean that delicious beard and hair he still has.
Well,
Yeah, management can't help you with that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
but
guys.
I want Ashley's look too. Though,
I'll tell management, Jack, what are we doing?
Guys, be good. Thank you again. And
Good luck with your event.
And we'll see you next week, okay?
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
Take care, guys. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Yes, Jack?
Jim, we got a lot going on this week and next week, including a job fair.
Yes. Big old fat job fair.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's going to be happening on Wednesday, March 1st, the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair from noon to 4 p.m. Over 70 companies there to introduce you to the positions they need to fill. I'm going to be there from noon to 1. It was packed last year. It's going to be packed again this year.
That's right. Get the word out. It's you're looking for a job or maybe to upgrade the one you have. You just go to fljobsnow.com. Click on Get More Info. That's fljobsnow.com.
Thanks, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with trivia. Load them up. We'll do that next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The Magic begin their chase for a postseason berth tonight. They host Detroit. Orlando's 13th in the East, but just 4 games out of the final play-in spot. New Bucks offensive coordinator Dave Canales believes in QB Kyle Trask, saying this week that Tampa's de facto QB1 has the ability to move the ball. And Major League Soccer is planning another round of expansion. Las Vegas and San Diego are the front runners to become the league's 30th team. I'm Scott Davidson.
Style runs in the family. Athleticism runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Learn more at MBUSA.com or test drive one at your local dealer.
Are you ready for Bike Week? Come join us for not one but 2 free concerts brought to you by Rich Newsom, motorcycle lawyer. That's right, 2 free concerts at the world-famous Cackleberry Campground in New Smyrna Beach. Come out and see Confederate Railroad Sunday, March 5th, followed by Colt Ford Thursday, March 9th. Shows start at 8 p.m. We can't wait to see you there. Brought to you by Rich Newsom, motorcycle lawyer. For more details, visit bigbikelaw.com.
O'Reilly. Cleaning your fuel system can help your engine run better and improve gas mileage. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts and pick up a bottle of Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner. On sale now. Buy one, get one free. Plus get 2 times O-Rewards points. Get more fuel-saving tips from the professional parts people at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go. Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Sometimes the speed of life is too fast, and your budget needs a beat to catch up. Amscot Cash Advance, up to $500 fast with no credit check. Amscot, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Amscot.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima, Rogue, and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 2/28/23.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
It's happening.
Ready for this?
The biggest names in golf.
Because we're coming.
In the hottest new place to see sports.
To the CW.
It's Live Golf on the CW.
Welcome to the party.
Live on the CW from Mayakoba, Mexico.
Rock solid.
The new season of Live Golf tees off.
What a shot!
Watch live coverage of Live Golf this Saturday and Sunday starting at 1 on CW18.
Weekday mornings, bring your forecast into focus with WESH 2 News on CW18 and First Warning meteorologist Kellyanne Klass.
I'm Kellyanne Klass. Every morning, I bring your forecast into focus. You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead, from what to wear to the next best chance for rain. You won't be left guessing what the weather will be, because my focus is on your day, every day.
WESH 2 News Sunrise on CW18. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10.
Local or long distance, when it's time to move, let Cento Family Moving and Storage move you. CentoMoving.com.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis. Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Human creativity will always conquer mechanical creativity.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio. Man. Yeah.
Buffalo Larry.
If you ever felt settled in your life, I can send you a couple audio clips. We'll take care of that for you.
If any of us 4 go missing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Find that voice.
Oh, find the pit in that man's house.
He had another one. Remember you were talking about radio prizes, winning radio prizes? I know we're about to give one away, and it was 100 years ago today where you first, the first prize was first ordered on radio.
1923, yeah.
Yeah, check this out.
I had to pay taxes for the Rolling Stone tickets I won. That was great.
So he won front row Rolling Stone tickets from us years ago. What's the first thing he complains about? It's
Paying taxes.
Bad taxes.
Love it. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here. Word. Let's find out what's in that old sauce jar.
All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
I have a pair
I
of
got the toughest line there, by the way.
You're welcome.
No, you're just sloppy with it.
God, actors are gonna complain.
I know.
I don't like the way this is written. Can I add
So many syllables.
What do you want it to be?
I'm not feeling this.
You want me
What's
to?
my motivation?
You want chugga chugga?
I don't know what's gotten into you guys, but I'm tired of it.
We're not.
I get this at home.
That's why I'm here to escape it.
Right.
Well, what other train noise is there besides clickety clack?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm joking.
Obviously.
Obviously. Everybody knows that.
just like I did during the golf round yesterday.
Oh.
I have a pair of grounds passes to Arnold Palmer Invitational. That's going down Thursday, March 3rd, round 1. I got you a pair of tickets.
Okay.
To go see some of the greatest golfers that this planet has to offer.
That's
that kind of
true.
rhymed. That
That's
did
true.
rhyme. Golfer and offer.
That's right.
Let me offer you a golfer.
Oh, brother.
Anyways, that is your Sauce Jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Hey, got a move coming up? Call Cento Family Moving and Storage. They can handle it. Local, long distance, residential, or commercial, doesn't matter. But it does matter if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that bad boy's going to get you a discount. Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Clean up that clickety-clack. Back to you.
Jim, can't you do like a bird call with your hands? I think that's the new clickety-clack.
That's a mourning dove.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I used to be able to do like a quail.
Really?
Yeah, I could do a quail call.
That's what I think about if I'm on a train. Yeah.
Yeah.
Morning dove.
Well, no, the first part.
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate
That's
that.
also a possibility.
Who goes first today?
Let's welcome Michael P.
Michael P. Michael, how are you?
It's biblical.
It is biblical, buddy.
This guy is amped. He really wants to go to the API.
Michael, want to play a little game?
I want to go so bad.
Okay, buddy. Want to play a little game with us?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Let's do it indeed.
Game show.
No, we're not.
All right, Michael, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them isn't true. It's a lie. If you can poke that one out, we will send you to the Arnold Palmer Invitational golf tournament coming up here in just a couple weeks. Here, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. On this day in 1983, actress, she's British. She's married to someone she just met at the office. She only wears Prada.
Keira Knightley.
She prefers quiet places.
God almighty.
Blake Lively.
Emily.
Emily Blunt was born.
That's the same person to me.
Edge of Tomorrow, everybody knows. Here are 3 fun facts about Emily and one blunt lie. Number 1.
I said Emily.
She's on the Stuttering Foundation of America's list of famous people who stutter. Number 2. She has a fear of wearing gloves. Number 3. She dated Canadian crooner Michael Bublé for 3 years.
Don't listen to that, Candace.
Or lastly, she's obsessed with fireworks shows. Which one of those is a lie?
Sounds crazy.
Oh, man. I feel so much pressure because I really want to go.
Quote that.
Number 1. Number 1.
No, buddy, that's true, man. I'm so sorry.
Oh, bye, Michael.
She is on the Stuttering Foundation of America's list of famous people who stutter. She's actually on the board of the American speech disabilities or whatever it is. She had a debilitating stutter as a child. Acting actually helped her break out of it.
That's fascinating.
Who's next?
Let's welcome Austin.
Austin, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, man. We're talking about the actress Emily Blunt. She was in the movie Quiet Place, plus a bunch of other stuff. Tell me which one of these is untrue. Number 1, she has a fear of wearing gloves. Number 2, she dated Canadian crooner Michael Bublé for 3 years. Or lastly, she's obsessed with fireworks shows.
Let's go with the gloves.
Nah, buddy, that's true.
Puzzle master.
She has a fear. She says that they make her feel claustrophobic. She can't stand it. And she said even as a kid, her mom used to put those little girl gloves on.
Right.
And it drove her nuts. It drove her crazy.
Wait, what was that, Ross?
I forgot.
Okay.
Puzzle Master.
Yeah, the Puzzle Masters.
Who's
here.
next? Howard?
Sorry. I don't know where I am.
Howard, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
I'm so drunk.
I'm doing good. Welcome back, Deb.
Thank you. Oh,
Thank you. Jim, hello. I'm
sorry.
Deb.
You got it.
Okay?
All right, got a 50-50 shot here, Howard. We're talking about Emily Blunt. Tell me which one of these is untrue. Number one, she dated Canadian crooner Michael Bublé for 3 years, or she's obsessed with fireworks shows.
It's Bublé.
No, it's not. She did date him for 3 years.
Oh.
She actually bought a $1.6 million house in Vancouver and lived with him for 3 years.
Really?
Absolutely.
And then Candace showed up and scared her.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
Hello.
Is he okay to play?
Yeah. What?
I thought he just won a prize. Hey, Javier, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, there he is.
He was trying the train thing.
Okay, good. All right, tell me if this is true or not, Javier. She is obsessed with fireworks shows.
That is not true.
That is not true, buddy. You're a winner. Enjoy the Arnold Palmer Invitational there, buddy. Thank you very much for playing with us. A couple other things you may not know about Emily Blunt before we get to Ross Thoughts. Her full name is Emily Olivia Leah Blunt.
That's a lovely name.
That is a lovely name. Her actor Stanley Tucci,
right,
is her brother-in-law.
Really?
Yeah, her sister married Stanley Tucci, so that's her brother-in-law now, Stanley Tucci.
Wow.
She's allergic to cats. And lastly here, she wanted to change her last name because of, quote, what it rhymed with.
Oh.
She thought that when she came to Hollywood that people would say Blunt the...
Oh,
no.
my goodness.
I thought that with my last name of Paget.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but thank God for that D.
Yeah, Gadget. I would hate to be called a Gadget.
You take out that D and my last name is Paget, a whole different trajectory.
Yeah. And it would be about taking out that D.
And little did she know that the Blunt would just make her that much more popular, because who doesn't love a Blunt?
Right, 100%. What's coming up for thoughts, buddy?
Guys, I've been thinking about this, so I ran it through the simulators.
Uh-oh.
You guys love the simulators.
I'm not a fan.
Not really.
I'm not a fan of simulators.
Why don't you like the simulator?
Well,
because they suck.
I come off on the bad end of it a bunch. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's like a weird thing with your bit.
It's the machine.
Is it the machine?
The beep boop bop boop boop.
I thought Larry said earlier that creativity can never be stifled by a machine. It can only be human.
Well, this is my own little private machine here, Jack.
Okay.
Jim.
Okay. I'll be Jack for you. I get it.
Oh, will you?
Let's take out more of that D.
What I'm trying to say is that
what are you trying to say?
Yeah, we don't know.
I wanted to find out your drunk alter egos. I think I've seen
because we all turn into something.
I've seen Jim. I've seen you drunk. I've seen Deb drunk. I've seen Jack drunk.
Is that the Mr. Hyde? Jekyll's the straight one, right?
Dr. Jekyll. Yeah.
Mr. Hyde's the bad guy. So yeah. Who's your Mr. Hyde?
So we are going to name your Mr. Hydes.
Okay.
All right. I read it through the simulators. I was really impressed by some of the names.
Deb, I got to tell you, I wonder what Deborah's is. I've seen Deborah a little out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That could be terrifying.
Oh, yeah, it can.
She gets very aggro.
It gets very aggro. Well, the simulator also knows that. So, it churned out some really strong names for all of our drunk personas.
All right, stay tuned. We'll find out what our drunk names are next for Rice Thought.
And I read the simulator. It says that no one should be upset.
Okay.
Oh, Jimmy, that's a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to earn a new nickname during this bit. I wonder what it'll be. I wonder what it'll be. We'll find out next.
Killer?
Yeah.
Come on. Heart Hour stuff. At Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Authorities still working to clear an accident that was blocking the right lane heading north on the turnpike at State Road 50. The right shoulder is still blocked, and we're still seeing some heavy backups through here. We're also seeing heavy traffic eastbound on I-4 out of Polk County between U.S. Highway 27 to 429, as well as westbound between 417 and Osceola Polk Line Road. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. Want to be 100% certain about your taxes? Jackson Hewitt backs your return for life. Switch today and get 50% off tax prep. 50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Just come out, the man when you're in trouble. Car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out, when you're injured on the go.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
I love going on double dates to McDonald's. And by double, I mean twice a day. And by dates, I mean quality time with my choice of a savory sausage biscuit or sausage McMuffin paired with hash browns for $2.79 in the morning. Then sneak away for either a delicious McDouble or McChicken with small fries on the side for $3.69 later in the day. Who needs romance when there's McDonald's? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid when product served.
No matter what I get, it's 20% off every day when I spend $1 on the McDonald's app. So yesterday was my please the whole fam on the way to the game meal. Today is my finally get them to stop asking, are we there yet meal. Who knows what tomorrow will be? Maybe a delicious crispy chicken sandwich all for myself meal. Whatever it is, it's a win. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Offer valid through December 31st, 2023 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. McD app download and registration required.
Shopping at International Diamond Center is always fun, but working at IDC is even better. Actually, how can you call this work? Being with a great family business, meeting smiling people during the best moments of their life, and being given unlimited opportunity for growth? Are you ready to join the IDC family? We're hiring. Now with 10 showrooms across Florida, we have opportunities at every level. Management, sales, administrative, and operations. And we're not a faceless corporation. IDC is owned by the LeClaire family, where values like integrity, fairness, and respect always come first for our customers and our team members. We offer generous compensation, 401k plans, health insurance, and incredible growth opportunities. All this in a fun, stress-free environment where you're treated like part of the family. Interested in learning more about joining the IDC revolution? Go to shopidc.com, look for job opportunities, and start the conversation. International Diamond Center, where people, customers, and employees always have more fun.
This hour of programming is sponsored by Nissan. We make cars that thrill. Shop nissanusa.com.
We the people are ready to have some fun. Join the City of Eustis for the 121st Annual George Fest celebration. Thursday, February 23rd. Enjoy carnival rides with unlimited ride-hour bands for just $20. Plus, catch live music from Little Texas on February 24th and Chase McDaniel on February 25th. Enjoy food, vendors, kids' activities, and more. George Fest, February 18th through the 25th. For details, visit EustisGeorgeFest.org. That's EustisGeorgeFest.org.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. So apparently Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
Yeah, what's up, Ohana? Yeah, hope everybody doing good. Sister Deb, so glad to hear your voice back. Hope everything is well. Anyway, talk about AI. Oh, forget robots. Never have to look far. All these buggers around us, we surrounded by artificial intelligence. Anyway, aloha.
407-916-1041. The job market right now, more competitive than ever. Don't be discouraged. Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 1st, noon until 4 at the Science Center. Connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career right in front of you. Just join us March 1st. Florida Jobs Now Job Fair at the Orlando Science Center right there on East Princeton Street. Brought to you by SeaWorld and Aquatica. Get more info now at fljobsnow.com. fljobsnow.com. That's fljobsnow.com. Deb will be out there from, I think, 11 to 1 or so.
Yeah, cool.
And hanging out with you guys and then getting you tuned back into what's happening in the job market.
Yeah, and new location this year at the Science Center.
That's right, which is, I think, easier to get to, easier to find. Plenty of parking as well.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here as well as Jack. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird.
Everybody loves.
It's funny.
Drinking.
Sometimes.
Even Jack.
It's Ross. Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
Just odd that you make the choice to do that right in front of the mic. It's not even like it's like a noise effect at this point. I enjoy hearing you sigh. It gives me life.
As a parent, your kids are going to hate hearing you sigh.
Really?
Oh, that is the quiet yell. Is if a kid says something to you and you're just like,
Well, what about a spouse? Like, does your wife ever do that?
Yeah, and if you hear it, you know something. What's wrong? Nothing.
yeah.
Oh.
If my wife was
I almost cursed.
if my wife was ever unhappy with me, maybe, but
right?
like that happens.
We're talking about drinking for Ross Thoughts today.
I'm drinking tonight.
All four of us
Cats
enjoy
away.
some of the liquor juice, the devil water. Jack, help me out.
Huh?
The fire H2O.
There you
Okay,
go.
there you go.
Okay. Devil
Sorry,
water.
I had
Devil
a small
water.
stroke.
Wow.
Honestly, everything just left my body.
Hey.
Oh,
Should we go to
lucky
break?
you, Jack.
1, 2, 3, a sixth. My pants.
Clean up in the control room. We have a spill in the control room.
I'm so sorry, Frank, but clean up on my chair. We love drinking. I don't think any of us have ever drank and messed up our pants before, though, right?
No.
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 Okay.
No.
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 It kind of seems like a maybe. I'm hearing a lot of no's, but a lot of those no's have a lot of question marks and a lot of ellipses.
No.
All right.
I just got to tell you, though, one quick thing.
All right, now I'm listening.
Yeah. Leaning in.
If you eat a big bite hot dog from 7-Eleven in the morning, you need to be careful how hard you laugh around noon.
Jim 316.
You got to be very careful. I'll tell you why. 7-Eleven chili as a rule.
You put chili on your gas station hot dog?
No. Pump chili.
Oh.
7-Eleven pump chili.
And it's National Chili Day today, too, y'all.
Bro, let me tell you, nothing is better than laying out a tube of chili.
Yeah.
Ew.
A squeeze of chili.
Are you talking about you or the
Oh,
restaurant?
man, that one hit me wrong. Anyway.
So I am curious. What do you guys, how do we perceive each other already when
Drunk?
we're drinking?
You get very emotional because you cry.
A
When
lot.
you get drunk, you cry. You get very happy, and then you cry because you're happy. And it's bizarre.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
uncomfortable for everyone around you, by the way.
What, me being happy?
No.
Yes.
No.
You being cry happy. When we all collectively walked into your party a couple of years ago, your Christmas party, you were there with your wife, and you were crying because you were so happy, and you were drunk.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. I'm happy with. I'm grateful that that's my version of being drunk.
I've never seen you upset or surly drunk, but I've only seen you lit a couple times.
There's a go-to move that I have whenever I'm pretty hammered is that I thank everybody working.
Yeah.
Hey man, I just want to say
thanks for working.
Thank you so much for showing up to work tonight.
All right, very good.
You could have been doing anything else, but no, you're here, and I understand you're here getting paid, but that still means you had to take an initiative. You're here, so thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have another Kona. Yeah, and then I just ask for another beer. That's my go-to move. I know, Jim, you get a little.
I get a little aggro when I get drunk.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get very happy.
Yeah. You're also, but you're not cry happy. You're touchy happy.
I'm just touchy happy.
Unconsensual touching happy.
And I'm uncomfortably aggressive toward my friends, my male friends.
Come here, give me a kiss.
No, not a kiss.
Is there any evidence of this?
Well, yeah, Jack, I picked you up and carried you around like a sack of rice in a bowling alley once after drinking about 70,000 ounces of sake. I don't know if you remember that, Jack. I couldn't even see for the next 2 days.
Oh, I remember. I wasn't sure you did.
I zombie stomped around with Jack. I threw him up there like he weighed nothing. Like he was like a blow-up doll. I'd had practice.
So going into this, if I would have named your drunk persona, what do you think? This is not the simulator.
Okay, this is what you think. What
Yeah.
What do I think you would call me as a drunk? What my drunk name would be?
Yeah. Your drunk alter ego. My friend, I'll give you an idea. Okay. My best friend, his last name is Renato. I love him to death. If he drinks too much, he's no longer Renato. He's Ripnato.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's either Tornado,
yeah.
There's Grenado, but then there's Ripnado, and you're like, dude, I can't talk to you right now, man.
I had a friend call me Moose once when I got drunk. Moose. When I got drunk, he called me Moose because I just kind of,
stomp around like a moose.
I'm not a big guy. I'm 6'2", like 220. I'm not small, but I'm not big. But when I get drunk, I grow 5 inches.
Yeah, you're a hefty medium.
Yeah, I'm just a little aggro, like a bull in a china shop kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
So then they just look at all the destruction and they go, follow the moose tracks.
Yeah, that was it. Not bad moose.
FD medium.
Yeah. Not running antlers into your windshield moose, but just a lovable kind of drunk.
That's the cool thing about drunk personas is that they don't even have to be. They could be animals.
Yeah.
They can be truly anything. I had you penned for a Howard.
Oh, a Howard.
Yeah. Whenever I have seen you drunk, you just give me straight up Howard vibes.
Really?
What is a Howard vibe?
It's hard to pinpoint. It's hard to describe. Just know I'm nailing it.
Okay.
You got Howard vibes whenever you're 6 or 7 Heinekens in.
How am I supposed to disagree with you? Because I don't know what Howard vibes are.
None of us do.
Like Howard the Duck?
That's exactly what a sober Howard would say, Jim.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that.
But let me quickly.
Oh, no.
Oh, here we go.
Can I tell you, I don't know that I've ever seen him really bad drunk in 28 years of knowing you. I don't know that I've ever seen you really drunk.
I've been drunk around you.
I've seen you happy drunk, but I've never seen you
that's usually what it is.
Drunk.
Well, no, that's usually what it is.
Yeah.
I get happy.
Yeah. See, to me, drunk, face down, palms up. You just hammered, can't move.
See, I saw Jack drunk, I think, at 2 years of Christmas party. When you accidentally took my drink and it was just straight tequila, and then
that was your Christmas party
a year ago. It was way more than like a shot.
No, I grabbed this cup and Ross goes, "I think that's mine." I go, "I don't think it is." And then I drank it. And I'm like, I think it was.
I know you did because you freaked out because you remember doing shots at CJ's and you said you hadn't done a tequila shot in like 25 years or so.
Yeah. Oh, since the 80s. It was bad. It was bad.
Peppery goodness.
Seeing Jack after that was a big deal. Deb, do you have a name? Because I had you penned down as
Killer
Samantha.
Oh, I don't know.
Samantha.
Yeah.
Well, she is
a witch.
Yeah, because wasn't.
It is Samantha the Witch.
Oh, look.
That's Sabrina.
She's putting a spell on me.
Yeah, you're thinking of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. We're thinking of
Elizabeth
Montgomery.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
Well, I don't think our generations have ever flexed like that before. Well, which witch are we talking about?
Exactly.
We've got different witches.
When Deborah gets a buzz, she's very what is the word, Deb?
Gregarious.
Yeah, she's gregarious. Give yourself a buzz. But you.
That's for you, Ross.
F you, dude. What?
Sorry, what?
You're an elevated level of yourself.
That's not good.
You're already fun and a little brassy, a little baldy, but when you get some alcohol in you, that comes up like 4 or 5 levels.
Well, it's a suppressant. Alcohol is a suppressant, so it suppresses
inhibition.
Your guard and your inhibition, and it kind of reveals your true personality.
And I don't need
babies.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I went with Samantha because
I'm going with Killer.
I'm going with Samantha because one of the interactions that I had when I was drinking and Deb, we were all drinking. I forgot what event we were at, but I want to say like Deb just like, I think you called me a pussy or something.
I probably did.
And that's why I'm going with Samantha, because Samantha does have a little man in that name.
Samantha.
Frank Lover wants to. Yeah.
So that's
F
why
you, Frank.
I'm going with Samantha. Now, Jack,
didn't you punch one of our friends in the face? Didn't you slap the absolute hell out of Dan Stone while drunk at our poker tournament last year?
I would never have slapped
Deborah.
him. There's a bunch of other people I could think of, but I do want to apologize for rubbing the back of my card dealer.
What was odd, though,
I remember walking up to the table. I saw that. I just went, whoop, I'm going the other way.
He was a nice, patient old man.
Jack says, have you talked to Deb tonight? This is right where it's really. I said, no, I didn't talk to her much. He goes, okay. And he just turned and walked away to leave me with the disaster.
Some Samantha vibes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll agree with you on that. Now, take away Killer, give me Samantha. Plus, she's a witch. It's a BOGO.
Sam, if you're nasty.
Yeah, Sam.
Do you know that was my dad's name, right?
Right.
But it's not. His name is Anthony. But for years, people called him Sam. I finally found out like 3 years ago that it's an acronym for sorry ass mother.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Back to
Love
you,
you,
Russ.
Dad.
She's 2 drinks in. We had to dump that. Like
Yeah, this is her on Gatorade.
Yeah.
That's just her on Riptide Rush.
Me on green tea.
Riptide Rush.
Now, this was odd because when I thought of the name to give Jack for his drunk persona,
That's a Howard.
it actually matched with the simulator.
Okay.
So are you guys ready to...
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to turn on the simulator.
Please point this at Jack for a day.
Well,
That's great.
And he does. You know how you know? You're the last one to go.
Yeah, please point this thing at Jack.
Okay,
Yeah,
Jack.
get it, pointed at him all year.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Let's hear this one.
Jack just nailed it. That is so true. And you guys should know this from every Ross Thoughts On. If you are the last person being talked about, then I think that one might be the funniest.
Ross, let me let you in on something. You've snowed no one.
Okay.
We've all figured it out.
Well, I'll let the listeners know. So, for the first, let me start this simulator
simulator.
on. Oh, wow. It's
a new one.
Yeah, it's Hydrotech.
That really blows.
Yeah, it wasn't just me sipping a straw for a noise effect.
I prefer the beep, 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 beep.
Oh, yeah. Let me turn it on. Let me turn it on.
Did you just say people a bunch? People. What is that?
I don't know.
It's gas powered.
That sounds more like Jimmy's computer than.
It's a ripcord.
I thought that was your horny sound. Yeah, that's the horny
It's not.
sound.
No,
all right. The simulator's on.
it's not
All right.
that aggressive. His horny sound is more.
Simulator.
His tech runs on diesel.
Simulator. What is Jim's drunk persona?
Jim?
Flirty Jim.
Flirty Jim.
Jim.
There you go.
Yeah, Flirty Jim is a good one.
Yeah, Flirty Jim. I meant to say Flirty Tim. Flirty Tim.
Flirty Tim's even
Flirty
better.
Tim.
Oh, wow, man. The machine really stepped on my own joke there. Jesus.
Stupid machine.
I need some artificial intelligence.
This AI is never going to make it.
All right, Deb's turn.
All right.
Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. Boop, beep, boop, beep. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop. Doo-doo. The simulator is saying Slizzard.
Wait a minute.
Slizzard is perfect. Slizzard is perfect.
Kind of badass, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a swaggy lizard.
Yeah, that's when you're in the G6 and you're straight slizzard.
Okay.
Definitely don't Google it.
Yeah. That was in that song G6, right? They said getting
Drunk like yeah. Okay.
Slizzard, looking it up.
All right. So.
Oh boy, you're in trouble.
So this is such a small world because the name that I thought of for Jack and his drunk persona matched the simulator. I was like, oh man, I nailed that one. So let me just let me check out the simulator.
Yeah, right. Fine.
Beep beep boop. Beep 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 beep. Boop
boop boop.
Rashad.
Rashad?
What?
His name is Rashad?
I got you down as Rashad. I'm drunk, right? He's super cool.
Yeah, I've seen him a little drunk.
He's super awesome, but his
he's very
vibe,
smiley is what he is.
He's got Rashad vibes to me because he's going black collar, turtleneck. That's the vibe that I get from Jack. Maybe he's got a cigarette unlit. It's
Cigar-
only
oh,
there
yeah.
for looks.
Okay, got it.
He's got
Good save.
Ray-Bans, a black beret, and he's down with some bongo poetry.
His glasses have no lenses.
Exactly.
All right.
Let's go.
Because here, you and I, we become lovey, we become happy, we get a little touchy.
Yeah.
I think I speak for all three of us, Slizzard, Flirty Tim,
Right, yeah.
and
What are you? Did you point it at you?
Yeah,
what are you?
exactly. What are you?
Hold on, let me see. Beep, beep, boop, 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 beep, beep, boop, 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 boop.
All right, kill the machine.
Dick.
Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in 1 second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Slizzard out.
What happens when we're off the air? At Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Stop and go traffic continues north on the turnpike at State Road 50 from an earlier crash, still blocking the right shoulder there. It's also heavy eastbound on I-4 from an accident approaching U.S. Highway 27 in Polk County. The left lane is blocked. Westbound travel on I-4 also slow between 417 and Osceola Polk Line Road. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Amtrak. On Amtrak, you can give your family and your wallet a spring break. That's because now more kids ages 2 to 12 ride for 50% off. So not only will you get a sweet vacay, you'll save money too. Book now at Amtrak.com. Restrictions apply.
It's a Universal hiring party this Saturday, February 25th. Universal Studios is hiring full and part-time jobs right there on the spot. Guys, you may not know this. I worked at Universal for over 10 years, and I adored every year. They're a great company. Now, this Saturday is a hiring party, so that means free refreshments, photo ops with Mardi Gras performers. That's all going down because that's how cool Universal is. They are going to be hiring food and beverage, park services, culinary, and a ton of other roles. I loved my time working there, and I think you will too. Learn more and register at universalorlandojobs.com.
This hour of Real Radio brought to you by FloridaJobsNow.com. Coming March 1st.
O'Reilly. Count on the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to recommend the best products for your vehicle and budget. Get maximum cooling system performance for 10 years or 300,000 miles with peak long life universal premixed antifreeze and coolant. Now just $6.99 after mail-in rebate. Limits apply. See store for details. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. If you're struggling to lose weight, here's good news. It's called RM3 for Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 is a natural hormone that burns fat from your belly, hips, and thighs, helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. It's safe for men and women, and it's not a stimulant, so you won't feel nervous or jittery. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Experience our world-class, medically supervised weight loss programs from the comfort of your home or office. Your online consultation is safe, secure, and we ship our patented medication direct to your door. It couldn't be easier to lose weight quickly, safely, and effectively. Come see why over 500,000 people have trusted Red Mountain to help them lose weight. Schedule your appointment by dialing pound 250 from your cell phone right now and using the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. Lose 20 pounds by this time next month with RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss.
According to Moody's research from July 2021, the cumulative bond default rate for rated investment-grade municipal bonds was 0.10% from 1970 to 2020. Municipal bonds don't usually get the media coverage the stock market does, but if you're looking for a potential source of federally tax-free income, now is an excellent time to consider municipal bonds from Hanyon & Walsh. If you have at least $10,000 to invest, call and talk with one of our bond specialists at 1-800-761-9761. We'll send you our exclusive bond guide free with details about how bonds may be an important part of your portfolio. Henning & Walsh has specialized in fixed income and growth solutions for 30 years and offers high-quality municipal bonds from across the country that are federally tax-free and have historically been low risk. Call today to request your free bond guide. 1-800-761-9761. That's 1-800-761-9761. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
From cringing at the pump to getting an eye-popping check at your favorite restaurant, inflation is hitting us all where it hurts, and it really hurts. That's why I started using Upside to get cash back on every purchase. Upside is an incredible app for anybody who buys gas, groceries, or if you go to restaurants, which we all do. So to get started, download the free Upside app. Use my promo code REAL, and you're going to get 25 cents or more back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Next, you claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. You check in at the business, you pay like you normally do, and you get paid. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. That's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. So download the free Upside app and use the promo code REAL to get 25 cents or more back for every gallon on that first tank of gas you fill up. That's 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code REAL with the Upside app.
Not sure what's the best way to save for college? Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. For more than 30 years, we've helped more than 1.2 million Florida families save for college. As the largest, most successful prepaid program in the nation, our mission is to give every parent the opportunity to save for higher education, so you can give your child a life full of opportunity. Our Easy Plan Calculator can help you find the right plan for your family's budget, no matter how tight. Enroll by February 28th and get $50. Find your plan today.
Stretch your tax refund with 0% APR financing at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Come on, Ross, you're gonna nerd out. Do it right. The X-Men are not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're owned by Fox still. But they bought the rights back to be able to make movies out of them, so they're incorporating them into the Marvel Universe, along with the Fantastic Four, which they also did not own rights to. Get it right, dude.
Get it right, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I never said any. Oh man, I want to have a nerd off with that guy. Everything you just said, I know that.
All right, well then why were you wrong?
I wasn't wrong. He's saying that it's a scarecrow argument or something. Isn't that a thing? That people say that?
Yeah.
You're moving the scarecrows, goalposts.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
goalposts, scarecrows.
Straw man argument.
All right.
I don't know. Let me just win this.
407.
Yeah, there's this drunk persona. I knew that guy. I knew that.
By the way, I do get credit. I want to find it so bad. I talked about Mac McClung, the guy who turned.
Oh, yeah.
I talked about that guy months ago. Matter of fact, I even said it during the sports segment. I said, watch out. There's a basketball player coming up through college who's making a lot of ripples. His name is Mac McClung, and then he just disappeared. And then, of course, re-shows up at the All-Star game and destroys the slam dunk contest.
You want to talk about slam dunks? Shaden Sharp. That's
Shaden Sharp?
Shaden Sharp.
Okay, I'll check him out.
Oh, my God.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are all here today as well. I want to ask you guys something. So I saw a story today. There was a shooting in New Orleans during Mardi Gras. And one of the stories was, I saw in the paper today that they went around talking to people from New Orleans. And people from New Orleans are going, if you come here, do not come alone. Do not do this. Do not do this. You know, again, one of the highest murder rates in the U.S. is in New Orleans. And I love the city because it's just one of those cities. When you go there, you can't not love it. There's so much history there. There's so much fun stuff to do there. Great food, great drink. going to a sports event there is great because they support the Pelicans. They support the Saints like crazy. It's just a fun place to go. But at night, it can get very dangerous. But you got to be careful where you are. There's a lot of nooks and crannies in that city, and you can walk around a corner and it'll be dead dark, and you don't know where you are, and it can get sketchy.
Hey.
I wanted to ask you guys, what's the scariest situation you've ever been in? What's the scariest place you've ever been where you actually felt to yourself, "Holy S, I may be in a situation now that I'm incapable of getting myself out of." Have you guys ever been in? Now I know that you've had to put on you because you've been robbed at gunpoint a couple times, Ross.
I got robbed at gunpoint once, and then I had my house broken into and all my stuff stolen.
Okay, there you go.
So only one time looking into a barrel.
And didn't you move into a house and then have to move out because it was?
Yeah, my house got broken into.
Yeah. Was that the one?
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah.
And a weekend.
Really?
2 days and a weekend.
Yeah.
Whoa, there are only 2 days in a weekend.
Mine's easy. I have to tell you, mine is easy, and it actually is with another personality here at the radio station. Years ago, when I was with the Monsters in the Morning, Carlos was part of the show, Carlos Navarro. He left the show for a while and then came back, but he was there as a young man, and we went to Chicago during the XFL. So what they're doing our thing for the XFL in Chicago. So
this was the first week of April 2001.
Yeah, this is the first week of April 2001.
Weird.
And we go into Chicago, and we're staying down by Soldier Field, I believe, if I remember right, not far from there in a hotel. It was really nice. And we were hungry. Carlos and I got hungry. So we went out to walk to find food.
Oh.
Guess where we walked?
The wrong direction.
To the Crystal Burger or White Castle in Cabrini Green.
That's public housing.
Why don't you do a little search on Cabrini Green? Let me give you an idea how bad it was. We had to be buzzed into a Crystal Burger or a White Castle through double security fence gates with a armed cop outside. And we're just out there, two dopey kids walking around, no idea where we are, and it dawned on us as we're walking with all this food, we could be in a world of S.
We're from Florida.
Like if somebody rolled up on us, we would have nowhere to go. It was funny. We didn't think anything of it until we went into the store and like, "Hey man, what y'all doing?" And we're like, "Hey, y'all just around here?" I'm like, "Yeah." Didn't want to say anything, no eye contact.
Right.
Just get out of there and haul ass to the hotel, which was not close, by the way. This was like a 3/4 of a mile walk to get to this place. It was horrifying. Horrifying, guys. I've never been more on edge because at any given moment it could have happened. And there's nobody around. And of course, Chicago is such a big city. Crime happens there so easily that it would just be a number. You could have laid there for hours before anything happened.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
You have a situation like that? You ever been in a situation where you're like, "Man, I'm in the wrong place," and it just dawns on you. On the islands a couple times, going on cruise tours in Mexico, going behind those cities in Mexico on a Jeep tour. We were going through one part of that. I was like, "This is like Sicario."
Oh, okay.
I mean, it is like you just don't stop. If somebody gets out, just don't stop. Just keep going.
Yeah, the closest I felt to that was one time going to a Magic game. Back when it was still the Orlando Arena.
Right, they're on 50.
And, you park some of those, you park wherever you can park.
Yeah.
And walking up to the arena, I could hear two guys behind me following me. And it was like,
here we go.
Here we go. Thankfully, I made it to the front before they were far enough behind.
Scary, man.
Very scary because it's two guys and it's one girl walking by herself.
Right.
Already the odds are against me, even if it would have been one dude. Probably the most freaked out for a whole lot of reasons was, and I've talked about this a lot, but the time I got deported from Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
So by the time I got to get back into Brazil and I finally get to step outside of the airport in Sao Paulo to have a cigarette, and that was when a car pulled up, and it's unmarked. So I have no idea who's in this vehicle. All I know is I'm a foreigner. I've already been deported. I'm just out here for freaking cigarette. Car pulls up, 4 guys with guns jump out, chase this guy down and start beating him in the street. And I start looking around for vegetation to hide behind because
so you didn't know what the hell was going on.
I don't know if it's a cartel. I don't know if it's a gang. Turns out it was undercover officers getting this guy who was trying to leave the country. But at the time,
you didn't know
I didn't know that. I just see 4 men with guns, thankfully chasing someone they had far more interest in. But I started looking around for vegetation to hide behind because I just wanted to go home.
Jack, you lived up there in Jersey. You had to have been in a situation or two.
So-
Remember the gun?
Yeah.
Well, I have 2, and one is danger. Most dangerous situation I was in that I didn't perceive the danger, but it was true.
Right.
It was there. And then there's one where I perceived great danger, and there was really none.
Oh, okay.
Which one would you like?
I want to hear the drug dealer one with the lamp.
So, driving a buddy because he had the Z28, 5.0 liter.
And you had a jean jacket, it's automatic.
I had the jean jacket, and I love driving his car. He's like, drive me into the city. So he goes, I want to get an 8-ball. So we drive him into the city, start going down these skies.
Don't you love how nonchalantly that just rolls out of his Jersey mouth?
So we're coming down.
Like I had to get some bananas.
Yeah, right out of the mouth and into the nose.
And they're one-way streets. You pull up, and there's, a couple guys leaning outside an apartment building, and they walk up the door. What you want? My buddy goes, I need an 8-ball. He goes, oh, that much? You got to come inside for that.
Oh. You got to get robbed for that.
Park here. So it's not my car. I'm like, what do you want to do? He's like, well, let's park. All right. So, and you have to double park there. It's the city.
Right.
So you're leaving your car in the middle of the street.
So that you can buy cocaine.
So he can buy cocaine.
Yeah. This really sounds like I have a friend.
Right, exactly.
I needed to buy cocaine.
And I'm sure the cops would delineate between the two of them. Oh, it was you who wanted the coke.
Two guys. So the two guys say, follow us. So 2 guys go into the apartment building, then my buddy, and then me. And then another guy swoops around and comes behind me.
It's all bad.
Oh,
None
all
of
bad.
that is good.
Are you wearing hair product at that moment?
No, it's perfect.
Probably not.
That's what got him out of it.
3 flights of steps.
Oh,
all right?
no.
3 flights. You got stairs. You go up.
Can't even jump out the window to get away.
You come out onto that 3rd floor, and they go into this first door on the right. They open the door, and they're like, come in here.
This is the murder room.
Yeah, and he looks at me. I'm like,
was there plastic on the floor?
And it was a room smaller than the room you guys are sitting in. Maybe the room I'm sitting in. Let's say maybe 8 by 8.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Not creepy at all.
in this room there is a table. There is
Like a scale?
a scale and a lamp. That's it. Lamps plugged into the wall and 2 chairs. And there is a guy sitting in one chair and a chair in front. And he goes, have a seat. Meanwhile, the other 2 guys, out of the 3 of them, they're leaning up against a sidewall.
Right.
My buddy sits down, and the other guy sits down. He goes, what do you want? He goes, an 8-ball. And so he opens up the desk drawer, takes out this bag of cocaine, and starts weighing it out.
Oh.
And at this point, I look at the guys leaning against the wall, and I see that they both have guns in their belts.
Okay.
Oh.
And that's when I realized,
they got to protect that scale.
I'm like, wow, this is a pretty dangerous situation.
Yeah, you got 2 armed thugs and 1 guarding the door.
So I'm like, all right, be cool. I'm just going to lean up against this wall. So I put my foot back to like lean up against the wall.
Like you're cool.
Like I'm cool.
Act cool.
Act cool. Don't shake.
And I knock out the plug to the only light in the room.
Oh, it still makes my butt pucker.
My God almighty.
There's 3 Dominicans, me and my buddy, a pile of cocaine, and a bunch of guns in a room 8 by 8 that just went totally dark.
I think he wins.
So where's the scary part?
My buddy goes, hey, what's going on? He's thinking,
oh, it's going down.
We're being killed and robbed and all of it.
They've already put your IROC on a ship to Brazil.
Oh, my God.
They're just waiting to cut you in half. Oh, my God
And
almighty.
that's when I quickly realized, I go, wait, it's okay. It's me. I just knocked out the light. And the other guys, they realized it right away. They're like, oh, wait, come here.
Yeah.
And so they plug it back in.
I would just start yelling, I poop when I get scared.
Yeah.
I poop when I get scared. I do it. I will.
Lights come back on, and my buddy's doing that one thing, like you're kind of half standing, like you're in a chair, but like you're ready to launch out of your chair, but you don't know where to go.
Right, exactly.
So,
you gotta go out the window. You're 3 stories up.
So he's kind of like squatting over the chair, like he's gonna go somewhere.
Right, exactly.
And the Dominican Death Tag Team, you're not getting anywhere from this, guys.
They finish this deal, and he gives him his stuff, and it's like, okay, let's go. We go out, and then we just start walking like 3 steps at a time, at least on the way down.
Sure thing.
And it's coming out, and it's like, please be there. Please
The
be
car?
there. Please let the car be there. We come out, and boom, IROC sitting right in front. Boom, we get in it. I'm driving. We pull up to the first traffic light, and I think it might have been Broadway, but suddenly there's a New York City cop car.
Oh, that's, yeah.
At that light. And in New Jersey, you have
An eighth is legal.
You have your tags, your license plates are on the back and the front.
Yeah, just like Wisconsin.
Yeah, and New York's not like that. So by the front of the car, they're like, oh, these are kids from Jersey in this area. They're buying drugs.
Oh, God
Cop
almighty.
car comes through a red light directly at us. He is going diagonal through an intersection, heading right for us. And he's about to stop. And my buddy, he's like, oh, crap, because he knows why we're here.
Oh, yeah.
We're done. We are done.
Jackie, just shove it up your butt.
At this moment, I call this a moment of divine intervention. They must have got a radio call because the cop just flips on their lights,
Whoop, whoop.
and they turn and they just take off. They got a call that they had to go somewhere else. Light change. He goes, go, and I just nailed it. So here's the part where
I need some of that cocaine to lower my heart rate.
I did not. Right, the adrenaline was so hot. I was doing 100 miles an hour over the bridge and then into New Jersey. I am still driving. I am swerving around cars like you wouldn't believe. He's like,
Jersey's the safe land.
and he's like, you need to slow down. You need to slow down. You need to slow. I'm like,
Try to get us to Jersey where it's safe.
Yeah, what ass backwards logic of like, oh my God, we might get arrested. Speed. Curious, Jack. First of all, when you knocked out the light, what was the first thing you said? Because I feel like
I poop and I get scared.
Like, do you remember?
Daddy-o!
Was there like a damn it, or like a fiddlesticks, a conflabbit, anything?
Conflabbit.
I don't know anything.
I think I poop when I'm scared is pretty sufficient.
Who says conflabbit?
I don't know how Jersey was in the 80s.
Isn't that an agriculture company?
But yeah, did you make a noise?
No. I'm like, I did it, but immediately my buddy thinks we're being rolled.
Buddy, that is
so he's like, hey, what's going on? And I'm just thinking, I'm like, wait a second. I'm putting the pieces together in my head. I'm like, that was me, because I felt the plug when I leaned back.
That is such a great story.
And then
that really is a world-class story. That's like a Kreischer kind of story.
Wondering, was the scale digital?
No, dude.
No. Triple beam balance, like you would in science class. Yeah,
it's like in the 80s, dude.
So it was like a Publix grocery scale?
Dude, if you had a digital watch at that point, you were king.
Yeah, it's
I mean, you were king.
The triple beam balance, they had 3 beams, but had the weights on it, right?
Yeah,
but there was a tray on one end, and that's what you weigh. But then you put the weights on the counterbalance to see what.
Like a physical?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a tabletop. It's a tabletop version of that.
Yeah, exactly. And you put the 1 gram weight, and then you put the cocaine on the other side until it levels out, and then you have 1 gram of coke. I assume.
You heard my friend in college.
100% all my life, I've never even seen cocaine live. I've never done it. I've never even been in a. Well, I can't say I haven't been in a room with it. I've been in radio, but I've never even seen it. Everybody knows I don't F with it, so nobody even did it in front of me when we were coming up. And even through all the parties we went through with the Monsters, nobody would ever open it up in front of me because they knew I wasn't down.
I like how you worded that. You've never seen cocaine live, like it performs.
Like I've never seen anybody whip out and do a line. I've never seen that happen.
So you want the part where I thought I was in great danger and realized I wasn't?
Yeah, can you do it in 1 minute?
First Lollapalooza, I was moving towards the front of the stage, 9 Inch Nails about to come on. And let's just say there may be some acid or LSD involved.
Okay.
You tripping balls.
Like you wouldn't believe. And
he sounded like Trump there. Like you wouldn't believe.
I got so close when it started. suddenly everything erupted around me and got very violent, and I didn't know what was happening.
Oh, you're in the middle of a pit on acid. God damn it, Jack.
Listen
How do you have better stories than me?
and so suddenly I'm just watching.
Who's on stage?
9 Inch Nails.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you know that gentle band.
But when you're tripping balls, it's like 3.5 feet of nails.
They just start, and suddenly everything changes. I thought we're all looking forward to the stage, and everything is great. And I've been waiting to see this band, and suddenly people are shoving each other, and it's going all around me. And I thought it was chaos. I didn't know what was happening.
I poop when I mosh.
I was just, I just couldn't make anything connect, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. And I start moving back until I got to someone I knew, and he just looks at me. He goes, "Some people just don't know how to enjoy a concert."
Oh my God, that's so good.
And that's when I realized, I go, oh, I think I'm okay.
That would be Jack's sitcom saying. It would be like, we got to get out of here.
Is that the moment when the Sid first hit? That's when.
That's when I realized it.
Yeah. Was that your first experience with it?
No,
Okay.
and I knew I had another one in my pocket, but I was so messed up that I thought that also like seeped through my pocket and went into my bloodstream.
Holding this one for the flock of seagulls. Great story, buddy. That's such a great story. I should thank you every time you tell it. It's so good.
And there was like a legit like mosh going around you.
Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah.
But I was never in one. I've seen them before, but
you're already not. You don't look moshy.
No, and it's just I'm waiting for 9 Inch Nails, and it starts, and then suddenly it got violent, and it was all around me, and it's like, whoa, why am I here?
All right, 407-916-1041.
What did I do?
1041. You can text us at 77031. Load them up for last call, guys. Make us laugh. Call back from the show. Scariest thing you've done. Quick. Got to make it quick. We'll do that next.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for last call on the Jim Colbert Show. 407-916-1041.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast, and our near-record heat continues. In fact, all next week is going to be very warm. First off tonight, we'll see patchy, dense fog, the low 65. Tomorrow, the high 89. The record for the day, 90, set back in 1962. 89 on Saturday as well. Sunday, the high 87, so it'll be a good weekend for the beach. Next week, highs in the middle to upper 80s. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Right now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, select chairs are up to 50% off, like the Union & Scale Essentials Mesh Back Task Chair, now just $89.99 at Staples. In-store only, offer ends $225 while supplies last. Staples, the working and learning and saving store.
Tools Ace Hardware definitely has everything you need to set up that perfect space outside to cozy up with your friends and family while this weather is nice and cool. It's only going to be here for a short period of time, but don't let that kill you, because these spaces will always be there for you in Florida. How about a Solo stove? One of those stainless steel smokeless fire pits, perfect for keeping warm, roasting marshmallows, just chilling out. And around that pit, Polywood Adirondack chairs. And what's so good about Polywood is they are basically indestructible, perfect furniture to put out around a fire pit, made to withstand the elements without breaking or fading. And of course, when it comes to outside and that perfect space, you got to have the perfect grill. Thank goodness Tools has all the best brands out there. Weber, including the Genesis Propane Series, which is amazing. All sizes of the Big Green Egg. Traeger, Napoleon, you know those names. Those are Pro Series grills. On top of that, Tools has Uni pizza ovens as well. Tons of fun, so versatile, so much fun. Get all of this assembled and delivered to your home for free when you spend $3.99 or more on grills or patio furniture at one of their 12 Central Florida locations or online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Daytona Supercross is more than the race that defines careers and the sound of revving engines echoing in your ears. It's more than the brutal competition on the gnarliest course that I've designed to date. It's your heart thumping from being closer to the action than you've ever been before. The atmosphere, under the lights. I'm Ricky Carmichael, and this is Daytona Supercross. Do you feel it?
You will. Saturday, March 4th at the World Center of Racing. Get tickets and trackside access at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Whether you're in the mood for your favorite station or getting lost inside a hit podcast, the iHeartRadio app gives you access to what you want to hear when you want to hear it. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all of your music, radio, and podcasts.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all.
iHeartRadio.
Access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's Ryan Seacrest. I go by the name of Charlamagne the God.
Hi, I'm Ellen K.
Bobby Bones here.
Hola, soy Enrique Santos. Access to all of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music. The best songs.
A little bit of everything.
Access to all of the great podcasts for every interest.
The Stuff You Should Know podcast. The Daily Show podcast. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Millions of Floridians do the math, and millions of Floridians choose Amscot Cash Advance because it makes sense. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Get started at amscot.com. Amscot. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Amscot.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire 86,000 IRS agents. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
At Fifth Third Bank, we give you free checking, never have hidden fees, and help protect your identity.
Oh, really?
Yep. See, our name equals 166.7%, so we put in that much effort.
Well, my name's Jim, so I guess I'm headed to the gym, and I'm gonna put in 166.7% effort too.
Aw, I'm proud of you.
No one's ever been proud of me.
This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Bike Week is right around the corner. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Bike Week plans. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Stop at Orlando Harley-Davidson during Bike Week and enjoy on-site food trucks, tattoos, music, a full bar, and so much more. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for a full list of motorcycle inventory and Orlando Bike Week details. Stop by the Orlando Harley-Davidson dealership next to I-4 across from the mall at Millennium.
Are you ready for Bike Week? Come join us for not one, but 2 free concerts brought to you by Rich Newsom, motorcycle lawyer. That's right, 2 free concerts at the world-famous Cackleberry Campground in New Smyrna Beach. Come out and see Confederate Railroad Sunday, March 5th, followed by Colt 4th Thursday, March 9th. Shows start at 8 p.m. We can't wait to see you there. Brought to you by Rich Newsom, motorcycle lawyer. For more details, visit bigbikelaw.com.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Real Radio 104.1. If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. Feel like helping out? Go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. We do have one line open for last call. If you want to grab that one, 407-916-1041. Make it quick. Talk back. Make it funny. It's your turn. Show us what you got. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Samantha.
No, I'm sorry. Sam's here. Jack is here, and so is Ross. And I know that Jack and Ross this weekend, along with C-Lane, Angel, and
Ryan Holmes.
That's right. Are all going to be out at Elixir for the kickoff. Orlando City Soccer starts their season this Saturday.
That's right, Flirty Tim.
Do you want to hear it as we got it from Chat GTP?
It's GPT, yes.
Wait, no, I changed it. It's GT. Wait.
Yeah, it's GPT.
You keep saying gangster toilet paper.
You really do. I don't know what
But
your
I fixed
fascination with
it.
hardcore toilet paper is, but whatever.
Yeah, what's going on?
I'll never get it right now.
What's your deal with the gangster
Hey,
toilet
you
paper?
should get a tattoo that says Thug Wipe.
Show title.
Thug Wipe.
That is brilliant.
I have to
Thug
take a
Wipe.
moment to write that one down.
All right, good. Just
Thug
thought that up
Wipe.
for you.
I poop when I'm scared.
I was seeing an invoice.
Artificial intelligence wrote this promo. Here we go in 3, 2. Hey, soccer fans, this Saturday, get your game face on and head down to Elixir Bar for the ultimate pregame party. They've got $4 Stella pints and $4 tequila shots to get you in the mood for the big match. And guess what? Jack, Ross, C-Lane, Angel, and Ryan will be there too at 5:30 So you'll be rubbing shoulders with the best of the best. Elixir, located on Washington Street near Orange Ave in downtown Orlando. So you'll be in the heart of all the action. Don't wait. Come down to Elixir Bar and let's kick off the soccer weekend in style.
And that's so good. I hate how good that is. That was written by a computer.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Yeah, in seconds.
Yeah.
With entering the most basic information.
Correct.
Where, when, what. By the way, there's no charge to get into that. You come in and have a good time. They get great drink specials, $4 Heinekens, $4 tequila shots. The food's amazing. And the guys are going to be there. It's going to be fun because that entire crew is a blast. I mean, every one of those, like Ryan's awesome, Angel's awesome,
Rashad.
C-Lane's awesome, Rashad's awesome.
Then we're heading down to the stadium for Exploria Stadium for the Orlando City home opener against the New York Red Bulls.
And that's a big rival of ours, is it not?
Not a huge rival. I think you're thinking about New York City FC.
There you go. Yeah.
But Red Bulls, formidable foe. I can't wait. And here's the thing. I've been to a lot of Orlando City games. The home opener, week 1, is the best
It's a good
week.
one. Yeah, very good.
They go all out. It's a celebration of the team. It's so great. It's such a party.
You guys are going to have a blast. Again, that's Elixir this Saturday. Jack, can they go to realradio.fm/?
Oh, yeah. Just join us at Elixir this Saturday.
All right. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
GPT didn't get to that, huh? We want to thank James Dillman. Don't forget you can see her as well as Mrs. Olivia Paget in the Vagina Monologues.
That sounds good.
It's going to be at the Abbey coming up Sunday, 2 shows, 5 and 8.
Yep, exactly, with the 8 o'clock show being what you can pay.
And the first one is $25, but that 8 o'clock show, that's a real unique thing. It's what you can afford to get in if you want to come to the 8 o'clock show. If 25 sets you back too much, do what you can.
But if you can afford the 25, give the 25, goes to a good cause. Also want to thank Attorney Glenn Klausman along with Dr. Walker with the Ethos Health Group, Ashley Blazowicz and Ray Larson from the Heart of Florida United Way.
Yeah. Awesome people, too. Yeah, we're hoping to work with those guys a little bit more.
Really good.
Ross, I'm going to go up there next Wednesday and see what we can do.
Let's get it.
That Top Golf event they've got coming up.
Jack, do we have a Twitter poll up?
We do, and it was brought to you by myhomebuildersnetwork.com. Do you watch true crime shows or listen to true crime podcasts? What do you think it comes in?
I think that's a pretty good percentage. I believe I'll go 58%.
Again, you're just on the wrong side of these.
Is it really? 40?
It's 56% no, but that means 44% say yes, they do.
Yeah, it's a weird thing sometimes. People get freaked out when they find out you watch shows like that. They think you're a little squirrely or something. Stand up?
No stand up this Saturday. However, go to the Orlando City game.
Yeah, follow us all on social too. Real Radio's Instagram, Jim Colbert Show Instagram, our Twitter pages, our Facebook pages. That helps us a lot. We appreciate it greatly. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Ready.
Jose, last call.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, the scariest place I've been, bro, definitely the Broadway subway station in Brooklyn, definitely at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I want to say for this game coming up this Saturday, I'll be there, and I'll be there with my Rebels jersey.
Right on, player, right on. All right, know what your Rebels. What are you doing, man? Come on. Yeah, support the team. Eric, last call.
Hey, guys, great show today.
Thanks, brother.
Only problem is I poop when I laugh. Oh, God.
Matt, last call.
Hey, guys. Scariest place I ever been? When I got to walk around a cool little neighborhood called Al Shula in a city called Baghdad on 2004. Yeah, that was scary.
Wow, man.
Dude.
I got to tell you, buddy, I got a friend that took a wrong turn in Miami and wound up driving through Liberty City, and he said he's never been more scared in his life down there.
I've had that happen as well, but thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah, for sure, buddy. Joe, last call.
Hey, how you doing? You know, I don't listen to your show, but I got to be honest, I really like to meet Phyllis.
Somebody texted me yesterday and said, you really like the guy who calls and says, I don't listen to your show, and then says something from the show, and I'm like, yeah, what's not funny about that? It's super funny. Kevin, last call. Take us home, brother.
Hey, Dad, just a reminder, you have been to Tinker Field. It's right outside the old Citrus Bowl, and you played in a softball tournament with Michael Bolton, and I was on the field with my brother Chris, college boy from the zoo way back 30 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And Jack, you need. And Jack, you need to bring Eddie back on Friday because this world's went to hell in a handbasket since he's gone.
Oh yeah, Eddie.
That's the reason.
Sweet Eddie.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Tomorrow we have. I don't think we have Amy Drew tomorrow. I think she's taking one more week off, and then we'll get her back the week after that.
But we do have a special bungalower tomorrow.
That's right. Do have a special bungalow tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he wasn't able to make it today.
Well as Candace Rich.
Candace Rich will be here for Rich Tips, and we also have Embers Only as well. So another big show coming up tomorrow. Hope to see you guys there for sure, because this is what you do. You come to work here.
Apparently, if we don't, you won't even remember, so we're good.
I'm talking while I'm thinking, trying to remember everything.
Yeah.
All right,
We know.
On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Thursday evening.
Get slizzard.
Yeah.
A Corporate Time with Tom and